So,
it really...
actually, now I'm kind of confused, because the statement is, I know a friend, he doesn't know any movie reviewers other than Drinker, and he believes these things. Like, what is the conclusion from that line of thought, you know?
I explained it sentences ago. I'm sorry. I can't keep repeating myself. That's not I'm trying not to sound disrespectful, but you can play back the stream later. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just, well, it's I don't know.
In our last installment, we took a look at some new updates to the YMS lore. We went on and we checked out the clips that we heard from the OG stream of Silent Hill 2 on his YouTube channel. Now, if I click a random timestamp here, I know whatever it is going to be completely deplorable, and it is not all of the footage.
They don't have sex and then go, oh, I wonder what he thought about me, or am I really with the right person, or is this what I want to do with my life, or any of the other human psychologically repressed.
To be clear, they are animals, like your home, like your dog. Like your dog. Think about it as your dog. Think about him discussing having sex with your dog.
Reservations that we have. Animals don't do that. They don't think that far. They just want to...
Yeah, I'm talking about Mr. Whiskers, chat.
Ejaculate. That's all they want to do. They thought about me.
You know what I'm going to do to really set this one in? I really want to... For any of the H3 viewers who are super confused at what's happening right now, let me make this easier, okay? So, on the screen right now, while we play this footage, I'm going all in. This is ducky.jpg. Now, while you're listening to this, this is Ethan's dog, okay? Here you go.
Or, am I really with the right person? Or, is this what I want to do with my life? Or any of the other human psychologically repressed reservations that we have. Animals don't do that. They don't think that far. They just want to ejaculate. That's all they want to do. Anyway, I totally welcome a conversation about this in like the comments section and all that. Like, I'm not the type of person that is held to my beliefs so permanently that I can't have my mind changed.
Oh, and you could change his mind. That's good.
Please understand the flaws in trying to compare this with pedophilia.
Oh, please tell me, what are the flaws?
I mean, literally, pedophilia is a completely other different issue, and every time I see zoophilia argued on any forum anywhere, there's always somebody that jumps in and is like, but what if a child really enjoyed it? I'm like, that's not the same argument. It's not the same argument because we have evidence to suggest that children are psychologically affected by this, right? We give a shit about people being psychologically affected by this. If we gave a shit about animals being psychologically affected, even though, A, there's no evidence to suggest that they would be negatively psychologically affected by consensual, enjoyable sex.
I really like
Even if there were, you don't put people in jail for leaving a dog in a kennel when it doesn't want to be in a kennel. You don't put people in jail for feeding an animal the same food over and over again its entire life. You don't put people in jail for leaving a dog in your back porch with nowhere to go to the bathroom, leave it there for like 8 hours while you're gone to work, come back, and once you see that it pissed itself because it had nowhere to go, then you rub their fucking nose in their piss. You don't put people in jail for that, so you shouldn't put people in jail for sucking a dog's d. Seriously, the world is fucked up. The world is so fucked up. We eat and kill animals. We are discriminating against people, and the only reason that people hold a different standard to it is because they're attracted to something that other people aren't. And that is what is absolutely disgusting about this. Anyway, I'm passionate about it because it's huge discrimination going on.
Oh, huge discrimination, huh?
I don't think people should get married to animals, obviously.
Oh, God, we gotta stop an animal marriage. That would be one step too far.
But I understand that some people would immediately make that argument, like, oh, you want people to get married to animals? Nope.
Oh, thank God, thank God. I would be
have the same freedoms as other people
if you went that far.
What's the name of the guy?
A metal electrocuting rod up a pig's ass.
If you think that I'm psychotic and that I clearly clipped that out of context, I'm a horrible bad guy, I actually encourage you to go click this link under the tweet. I don't know if I want to link this. I don't know if YouTube thinks I'm going to link. All right, it's going to take you to a timestamp at 41:36. You could sit here and listen to the next 15 minutes where he goes into graphic detail on his positions on zoophilia. And yes, I am talking about zoophilia.
Which animals should you not be able to? humans.
If only Adam was passionate about Battlefield 6 as he was about plowing dogs. Out on October 10th at
Battlefield
11 a.m.
6!
Eastern Standard Time.
Here it comes.
I'm not a support of animal.
Ooh, okay,
I'm a support of consensual supporter of consensual. Yeah.
Okay, so you've lost me. Well, YMS posted to Twitter that he doesn't agree with any of these talking points anymore, but Nick Andros, credit to Nick Andros, actually did notice that despite the fact he had, 8 beers or something, was ossified, which is not a good defense, by the way. Is there anybody here who's had 8 beers who goes, oh God, I need to start debating about animal consent? Is that like anybody's vice here? They have one too many beers and they're just like, fuck, dude, I gotta talk about Yorkie Terriers. Right? No, I've never had that happen to me. I guarantee there's probably nobody here in the audience that has heard it. But yeah, Nick, we need your thoughts on Verdansk. Oh, we need you on Verdansk. That's a good reference. But holy fuck, yeah, apparently he's had so much alcohol here that he just started blabbering on about animal consent and then debated it for another decade, where he makes a lot of the same arguments, but he doesn't go quite as far, you know? So we support you, Princess Adam. Keep going. I was on the stream. And I know you can do things just like normal people. 47. Interesting points being made about animal consent and zoophilia laws. However, it's understandable why it makes people nervous because they think one could extend this reasoning to... Okay, this is crazy.
Nick just started insulting me viciously.
I don't want to read any of this out loud.
Nick needs to make a BF6 channel in the Discord for the BFBs.
Okay, so then YMS, after this was uploaded, I guess he was drunk this day as well. Children don't have the concept of sex unless you teach it to them. The evidence supports that sexual acts on children negatively impact psychologically throughout their lives. Animals just want to... There's no evidence that animals are... Again, he must have been really drunk this day as well. I hate this guy. Yeah, you should hate this guy. This is a very hateable person. Okay? Is a very hateable person. Totally justifiably hateable. But when I went on the Ethan Klein subreddit, no offense, this is obviously not a reflection of Ethan, but there were people in here called Anal C Word 42069, whose takeaway from this is, it's sad to see the sub made the same mistakes as snark subreddits. Just because you saw one video calling YMS a zoophile, I played you a clip where he says that he is one, or at least was 10 years ago, and his arguments that he's making in current day have not convinced me his opinion has changed. Okay? The things that he says, the justifications, the qualifications to his quote-unquote disavowal, and you can check out in the previous segments.
Yourself,
don't lead me to the position that he's
Nicholas
changed his
DeOrio.
perspective. It might lead you. You might get there. I didn't. I think that he's learned what optics are, and he's discovered what he can and can't say publicly. But that's just me. YMS should be a guest on the show. He and H3 have a shared history of dealing with easily offended drama channels, trying to leech off of their success by making hit piece videos. I went and I sent this footage to every single person who wrote something like this on that fucking post, because I just need more people to be aware of this, right? Like, that's why I put it behind some funny music and tweeted it out, because people have never heard this audio, despite the fact that these allegations have been levied against YMS for a decade. Nobody had this clip, I guess. They just, oh, well, it's a, well, he calls it in the future conversations. He says it's like a philosophical question, a difficult topic to talk about from a purely like a hypothetical debate perspective. And it's like, no, I think this one's a bit more personal for you. Because if you're not into it, you're mad that your friends are into it, or people that that you know or something. That seems to be the case, but listening off that clip. Unless you're just upset that like zoophiles all around the world can't engage in their sexuality or something. You better check your facts before you get into huge trouble with these allegations, dude. What facts do I have to check?
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5, my man.
So it's morally okay to have sex with goats only if they like it, right? Now you're just being childish. That's literally, I think, a comment that he makes in here. Does he not talk about... Hold on. Does he not mention goats? I think I remember goats. I could be wrong about this, though. Okay, what is this?
I'll just go all the way down and start from there. So I want to go... A goat is ISIS's glory hole. Okay. Goats are farm animals. I don't see anything wrong with having sex with a goat. You should be able to rape a goat. you're able to eat them.
He sounds so drunk here.
They're literally current.
Nicholas the Goat, run for your life. Oh god. And if it was just that clip, you could make the argument that he's making a dark joke about the factory farms or something, but it's literally in clips like this whole segment is about justifying depraved zoophilia fetishes. So no, I actually am not thinking of it like that. And yes, that clip has retroactively poisoned my perspective of all future arguments where he uses the same argumentation in here. Yes, like I am thinking of that clip now every time I see this guy over the next decade talk about animal consent. Yes, that is what I am thinking of. You should be thinking that too. Bro, if this guy had bad takes about animal consent 10 years ago and he wanted to demonstrate that he's changed, why did he spend 10 years continuing to debate about animal consent? You're the bad take animal consent man. Nobody wants to hear that from you, even if you're against factory farms. People are obviously going to draw parallels, right? Can we please not become what we despise? This is clearly snark behavior, and calling YMS a zoophile based on a very obvious snark hate video is deplorable. Again, I played audio of him saying that he was, like, in favor of that, or a supporter of that. Grow the frick up, guys. We are talking about real fucking people with real lives and very real consequences. Snark behavior is horrible, regardless of who the target is. So you can go in there and it's just actually crazy. Let me grab this, because I just want to showcase some of the arguments I'm seeing in there. Because it blows my fucking mind, dude. It blows my mind that there are people actually defending this guy. Because he finally posted, like, a concession. After, like, we bullied it out of him, and even then that was qualified with, like, a bunch of shit. So here, Ian and Anissa, this is a clip of them talking.
Next clip.
Hold on, let me sync this and make this louder. Boom. I hate how Reddit clips are so quiet.
For context of this next clip, Anissa brought up the female white cat from the Aristocats.
It's like a Marilyn Monroe type voice.
Right. Oh, is that like a small kitten?
No,
it's like a mom cat.
I'm just trying to figure out why it's wrong.
Well, because
it passes the Harkness test.
Yeah, yeah.
What's a Harkness test?
I've never heard of the Harkness test. Okay, so people, now that we're in the age of, like, everybody's just attracted to weird shit that's, like, just all, like, fictional, like dragons, right? So now there's the debate over, like, okay, is it ethical to, like, be attracted to this thing? So, like, some random person, like, I don't know if their name was Hark or something, but furries and, like, most other online communities that, like, talk about fictional porn or whatever have generally accepted this, where the Harkness test is like, okay, is this creature of adult age for that creature in the fiction? And
it sounds like every lolicon related argument
that is, you know, like equivalent to, like, English or whatever, right? And, like, these different standards, it's like,
right,
this is okay, this is not okay. And
it's like this is a 10,000-year-old dragon defense. So, dude, let me look by new. Maybe it's like, YMS is not a zoophile. YMS thinks animals are capable of consenting to sex with humans, and thus would be perfectly fine with some freak fucking a dog as long as the dog consented. He's a zoophile. Okay, that person is new. Yeah, when I was in here, this probably has changed since I tweeted about it. I'm sorry, what does this have to do with H3? Dude at least definitely thought of... Okay, Jesus Christ. No, don't drag YMS. He's a good dude. H3 deep dive on YMS. I don't know, man. This feels... Okay, so they have absolutely come through and downvoted the fuck out of this thread. I don't know, man. This feels like a stretch. The video is also very old. Nowhere does he say that he is a zoophile. It's like you click the clip. It literally... He literally says, like, he's a supporter of zoophilia. Let's not get snark-brained here. Here's a little more recent one. Keep in mind, he posted a thing where he said that he agreed with all the points or whatever. He agreed with the majority of his argumentation in the Nick Andros comment, and then days later, after seeing the reactions to the Nick Andros comment, he then went and made a new statement that he was just drunk, guys. He didn't even mean it. It's so crazy. Wait, what happened to YMS? So they really blew up this whole thread. I wish I saved this before. Link to his response here. Oh yeah, link to his response here. Sometimes it's like drunken rambling 10 years ago. He no longer holds these views, up to you to decide. Definitely worse than anything Ethan's ever said.
Just started insulting me viciously.
And I'm like, yeah, do you oftentimes find yourself...
Oh, thank you. PKA saying Anissa's family thinks she's into weird stuff is looking more and more true by the day.
Do you oftentimes find yourself getting drunk and claiming animals can consent? Do you think this is a thing that normal people find themselves doing? 80 paragraph YMS response on animals coming in. Oh yeah, for anyone wondering what Adam's non-drunk takes on zoophilia are, here's a couple videos to watch. Video 2. And I believe this is going to be me.
Build a website you love.
Yeah, this is the 2 week ago highlight. I'm going to wait for this fucking ad to play. Thank you, YouTube. I really appreciate it. No, I'm not. I have YouTube Premium here. So then this is fucking YMS talking about me responding to my stream. And if you go through this for an hour and 37 minutes, there is not a singular clip of my stream in here, but he brags about how he downloaded it and tells his audience what he thinks I said, what his interpretation of what I said was. So he's responding to me. The only thing he pulls up is like a YouTube comment. No clips, nothing, which is very funny. If we're going to be out here defending Ethan on the grounds that he's frequently misrepresented, we should allow others to represent themselves before we do snark shit. How is criticizing Adam's own words in plain English a misrepresentation? The clip is him drunkenly playing video games and poorly representing what his opinions are 10 years ago, while trying to also make edgy jokes on the subject. In the 2 videos I linked, Adam explains himself clearly. By the way, his explanations in that video that I watched were horrible, and they also sounded bad. But again, that's not even worth talking about in the concept of this. I thoroughly went over that in the video that we posted. Adam explains himself clearly. While his opinions might be disagreeable, they are far from implying that he wants to fuck real animals, which... What? I don't get drunk and rant for 10 plus minutes about animals and their ability to consent. There are far too many people defending this behavior. Yeah, me either. The drunken rant that Adam went on was wild. His sober explanation of his takes makes more sense, though, and would not lead any reasonable person to think he wants to fuck animals. His sober explanations are just the same arguments, but pivoting to factory farms are bad. At one point, he clearly felt that society was shaming people for their attraction to animals, and that humans and animals can have non-exploitative sexual contact. This seeps through his debates and arguments. He's had too many times over the last decade. I'm not sure when he changed his position on animals consenting, but he seems really happy to attack anyone who asks him about it. My opinion is that he hasn't changed. He just learned what things you can't say out loud. And that's my take on that one. Can you please convince Ethan to cover YMS? I don't have contact with Ethan, but yeah, geez. And then, yeah, perfect, awesome. What is this? And that's where you and I disagree. I'm not comfortable saying that he hasn't changed. Well, I'm sorry, but change has to be demonstrated, right? I changed isn't as simple as like, it's like when Zero got fucking ripped in the gym, and everyone's like, hey, dude, wow, look at you. But that doesn't mean all the other shit just gets completely wiped away, right? What is change? Can you demonstrate change? Because he's completely fucking unhinged right now, and his more recent comments are also like highly criticizable. It really seems like he seems happy to attack anyone who asks about it, because people have frequently attacked him for it while not bothering to look at what he says. But ultimately, it's like another dark viperism, where it's like, I can look at exactly what this guy's saying, and I still don't see what you see here. You're like, oh, this just wraps it up. That's like fan brain, bro. Holy shit. I appreciate you actually engaging with what he says in this instance, though. His take is that consent can still be given. His take is that consent can still be given by animals. Is actually one that I disagree with him on. That's awesome, dude. Holy shit. That's such a cool thing to disagree with him on. Consent is something designed by human people to be given to each other or taken away if needed and wanted. It doesn't really exist for other animals in the same way, and therefore cannot be given by them. I understand that his take as animals still can have sex and demonstrate to their partners that they don't want to have sex. But the idea that, okay, this is just like, you're way in too deep if you're even navigating this right now. The guy is like calling people who hate zoophiles kink shamers. It's not that he didn't articulate his point well. He was like head over heels in love with the concept of like normalizing this behavior. When Null said that YMS is one of those guys out here normalizing dog fucking, I thought that was a mean comment. But I'm watching this clip and I'm like, it sounds like he wants people to be able to fuck dogs. And it's really difficult to tell me that it sounds like Null is correct in that regard. That's what it sounds like. The animal kingdom is full of rape, but again, that's not really what it would be called because they have no real concept for consent. The important part of Adam's defense is that animals engaged in ways that they cannot consent to. No, it's not. He doesn't, dude, just to pull the wool out here, when Adam argues all these same talking points, he just pivots to factory farming now. That's it. It's like, he makes the same exact argumentation, but instead of going full bore being like, animals can consent, you're an idiot if you don't think so, he's just like, do you even know how a chicken nugget is made? He just starts pivoting to like vegan debates. I'm sorry, bro, I don't buy it. I think you just found a more optical angle so you can keep talking about like your depraved view that you want the world to become. Full bore? Oh god, yeah. Meat industry, like, dude, I'm just turning off my brain. There are so many clips that you could pull up of him talking about this where he's not invoking the meat industry. Or like comments and stuff. That seems like a more recent thing. But it's like the same arguments now. It's like, but the excuse is the meat industry. Well, I don't think it's really an argument worth making. It's at least worth thinking about. Now, I understand the immediate comparison to make here is Vosh defending child pornography, but I really don't think those two instances are the same. There's a huge... This is where it actually drives me through a wall. I need you to look at this. Also, unlike Vosh, we haven't seen Adam's porn folder. This guy needs photographic evidence that he jerks off to dogs getting raped by humans we need to find bestiality porn on his hard drive before we could be sure we're allowed to criticize him. That's so fucking insane, dude! We're like bending over backwards here. Yeah, and again, also, this is also extremely funny, all right? This is also extremely funny because I'm going to play you a clip right now and he still believes this. So you're pulling up the Vosh, we need to see Vosh's folder, which is so, dude, holy shit. I need to pull up a clip. You want to compare him to Vosh? We'll compare him to Vosh, dude. We'll do that right now. What is the notable Vosh complaint that people have had for a while?
With Mark defending the idea of drawn CP, saying it should be legal.
Should animated child porn be legal? Yes, it should be.
This is more direct than anything Vosh has ever said!
Watching Nicholas DeOrio's latest
You shouldn't
video.
be able to go to jail for
There's
drawing
a lion
something,
in Zootopia
even if
too.
it's...
Get ready for YMS review out on November 26th.
You shouldn't be able to go to jail for drawing something, even if it's, like, disgusting and people don't agree with it. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's just making a free speech argument. Well, listen to what Mark says.
It's like... like, you can just not look at it if you don't like it. There's no victim to drawing something.
Yeah, I love it when people think that, like, an actual baby's been harmed by drawing one. It's like...
They're laughing about the concept of people jerking off to depictions of babies.
What? Are you, like, mental? I know that, like, people get uncomfortable, but, like,
yeah, exactly. You shouldn't
no
jail people for being uncomfortable.
This stream clip is currently...
It's another unlisted YMS streams clip. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I need to see his porn folder. I think I can condemn him now. I think I'm okay. So that's kind of the update here on the animal part. Now we're going to get to more of the casual fun. In our previous installment, we went over EFAP, okay? I can't play it all here. I didn't play it all last time. We watched probably an hour and a half of, like, cut up different parts. Not even cut up, but, like, we jumped around a lot of different parts of the stream. So what happened here is that YMS made a video on Critical Drinker, or a stream segment. He actually wants you to specify that it's not a hit piece researched video. It's actually just him sitting there talking over a Russell Crowe or Russell Brandon. I think it's a Russell Brand interview. And MauLer brings up the good point of, like, if you have a problem with Drinker and you want to analyze Drinker, why not just analyze his content? Why would you just pick an interview that you obviously have tons of problems with to, I guess, then kind of justify your thing, right? And he kind of sat there for an hour and just kept rattling on, like, indecisively why he couldn't do that, just kind of looping back and back and back, and then MauLer would ask him again because he would just kind of take everybody on a wild tangent. And they spend 9 hours here breaking down this poor critique of Critical Drinker by YMS. And then at one point, it gets so awkward. YMS does not know the chat is against him here until, like, the 8 hour and 30 second mark, while he's, like, promoting every single channel he has. Hold on, let me show you this. Like, he's sitting there getting fireside chatted. He's EFAP's version of Bull Blacks. Let me see. Where was this? It is, oh, cooking. Yeah, it's right here. Or not. I spelled that wrong. Cooking. Food? Yeah. Food for thought. Food channel here. Yeah, look at this.
Oh, wow.
He's a recommendation. But if I give a fucking 8 or above, that means
like the EFAP guys are trying to get out of there.
Go see it, right? Yeah. Yeah, I do game streams, I do editing streams, I do music, I make music.
Oh, wow. He's a music maker, movie reviewer.
I am.
And Rags just sounds so mad.
Did you not
know that I did music?
I knew it.
I did. I did know that you did music. He sings, he dances. He
the outro.
Now, we saw what happened when you zoomed out of YMS's profile pic in Rob's video. What would happen if you zoomed out of that picture?
For a lot of your older vids.
Older videos.
Yeah. It's the outro on the Adam and Pels.
What else do you do? Don't stop. Keep going.
You write books?
I have a food channel.
You do? Wait, you do? This is actually news to me.
I actually didn't know you had a food channel.
I know, it's literally, you know what's great about having a food channel?
And this went on for like 10 fucking minutes of him just promoting everything. And the funniest part of this entire promotional bit at the end is he's telling people to go watch him on Kick. He's like disavowing Critical Drinker because of his, like, I guess, like the political angle of his content that YMS is talking about. And then he goes and streams on Kick.
You can write off all of your...
He goes on Kick to go play Beat Saber.
Food.
That's true. It's a business expense. That's unironically true.
Yeah.
If I get anything for my computer, that's a business expense.
Yeah. All right. So just again to give you a little bit of the feel here, because we obviously are going to follow up with this now.
On adjacent roads, because when these sorts of things happen, it's like the rewrites or a lot of the time, like take Black Widow for example, she was very
furry on furry violence, true.
Specifically characterized, start, middle, end in the MCU and is dead. Her primary characteristic is that she wanted a family. She got taken away from hers.
All right, the reason why I'm showing a little bit more of the actual stream here is I need you to come away with it, like knowing the context here, that these guys were extremely nice, nicer than I would have been. It's not like a drama commentary, you fucked up stream. They're actually trying to work through his opinions on this and trying to like potentially open the door for reconciliation and like a conversation and stuff. But they're treating him with like the nicest kid's gloves possible and actually looking to have a conversation about it.
The newest version of her, they invent a history where she had a family that she completely ditched and then forgot she kind of had and then reconnected during the events of another MCU film. It was like,
what is the newest version of her?
Black Widow, the film. It was a...
Is it the... Oh, God, I didn't even know that got released. That's so funny.
It's not good. Point being...
All right. Let me jump to the timestamp thing again, because we have a timestamp thing on the screen. It's like fucking super far down here, but I'll pick a random one. Anyone got a recommendation, I'll hit that one, but I do want to showcase 2 things before we're out of here.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr.
Here.
Oreo.
Okay.
Seeing how badly he picks up on the hint, the autism allegations might actually be spot on, maybe.
Let's see. Sin Easton debating Brexit, new and old, poison criticism, top 5, genuinely good faith is what we checked out here. All right, let's pull up the genuinely good faith part again.
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5, my man.
To make it more palatable to people, because it's like you're trying to pretend that things...
Because I want to show you them like actually being super reasonable.
Like mistakes that were made in the past didn't actually exist.
I completely agree.
And so it's like you
as do I.
Like the good and the bad that comes with it, and I think you should just be honest about this stuff. And it filters through to movies and things like that. Like you can look at movies that were made like Gone with the Wind or whatever back in the 30s and 40s. Yeah, they don't align with our current standards or our current like cultural zeitgeist. But they're not meant to, because they were made in a very different time. But we respect the time in which they were made, and we can look back on them now and say, well, yeah, okay, that's changed since then. But it deserves to be shown because it's an artifact from when it was made.
Mate, thank you so much. You're quite right. It's really plain that all of your work comes from a place of genuine love of cinema.
It's actually crazy that it took them 9 hours to react to this at like 125 or 15 speed.
I listened to all 9 hours
That's so
hoping
funny.
for Adam going full Bo Blacks or Doomer Media and left disappointed.
and storytelling.
Well, you're going to get some of that today.
And as you say, the currency of authenticity. Thanks so much, Will, for joining us.
I don't disagree with. I believe that his takes also. I literally agree with Russell Brand here. I believe that the Critical Drinker's takes come from a love of cinema and authenticity, but what he perceives to be as cinema and authenticity. Not my definition of that, right? I don't believe that he's a bad faith actor. I don't believe that he's like a bad.
And Chad, if you were here, tell me what the issue at Critical Drinker is. It's his media diet. That was the egotistical bullshit that YMS was using to justify his takes. It's because Critical Drinker is only talking about the Marvel Hollywood garbage slop that his videos are based on. He's not watching random shitter movie that he saw on the scene while Rob was making his video on him.
Faith, like, oh, I'm trying to just make my political beliefs for everybody, and like blah 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 blah. Like, he's coming from a genuine place. I just think that it's like a very narrow mindset. And that again, I'm going to reiterate what I said earlier. Like, this guy's got fucking almost 2 million subscribers. Like, I don't think that there's that many people that are just like so bad faith that they're like, oh yeah, I want to pretend as if like I believe what he's saying. Like, a lot of people really connect with his shit. A lot of people really connect with it.
Do you still feel it's narrow, or just narrow by comparison to your own?
Yeah, still in comparison to my own, I would say, but not as narrow as I.
Because like I wouldn't take any issue with
the
that.
argument of like he's not, promoting smaller films that or good examples of things that he liked.
Again, there was one part of this debate where it was like movies are bad now, or like today's movies are horrible or something, and his response to that was, really? Because you're only consuming Hollywood movies. The movies that I'm watching that are like fucking on the scene, bro, all the stuff that I go to these film festivals for, it's never been better. And it's like, that's obviously not what the video's about. And YMS doesn't know that, or even if he does, he doesn't know it because he hasn't watched the video. He's debating a clickbait title.
Like, that's not something that I stand by. But I mean, yeah, if we're talking comparatively, I don't know if
mine is narrow compared to yours. Like, you it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
always
there's different goals and different tastes and different sensibilities, and there's nothing wrong with that. We have to understand why. It's important to understand why. It's important to understand why people agree with this, right?
Let me see. I think I can get. Yeah, hold on. It's the phone. Let me look up the phone comment.
No, we're not. It is easier for independent artists to create films than it ever has been before. People are shooting films with fucking iPhones. Right?
We're talking about like quality
fucking,
of films.
Yeah.
Right. Quality. Yeah, the quality is fucking fantastic right now. Like if you haven't, this is exactly what I talk about in the video. Like if your film diet is narrow to the point where most of what you're talking about is just like franchise IPs.
I mean, this is insane.
It's the same thing. Like if you were to say, look at the fucking gaming industry, right? Every AAA studio.
This is like if I said, oh, dude, YouTube drama is dead right now. And then you're like, bro, what are you talking about? Go look at like random niche shitter, completely different community gets like, I don't know. He's talking about the current state of Hollywood. That's what Critical Drinker's video is about. Like that's oh, he should have made a video on this. Like, well, why don't you make a video on why that scene is so good?
Right now,
if that's what you want to see.
It's fucking dog shit.
Go tell everybody how good your media diet is and have like a jerk off session on your own channel about it.
Microtransactions, like greedy business practices, just so unethical, predatory.
Yeah, it's like go look at Shelbo, dude. There's tons of stuff to cover. So yeah, that happens. And these guys were super nice to him. And here's why, dude, this is YMS after, like his post-rationalization. When he was getting hit on his subreddit. Because obviously, he claimed after this that EFAP brigaded him. Or EFAP's Reddit, rather, brigaded his community. Hey, just FYI, if you're going to claim I said something that I didn't, you need to provide a timestamp or you'll be banned. Please show me where I said that Critical Drinker is a shallow, bad critic because he only watches mainstream movies. What I remember saying is that the person who thinks that modern movies suck isn't watching enough variety of modern movies. What I saw was a person with a series called Why Modern Movies Suck, and then went on Russell Brand's podcast talking about why modern movies suck. The advice to expand his media diet beyond Disney movies was done out of empathy. because I truly believe there are great movies out there. So like everything here is like, I'm actually a good guy. I'm super charitable. Look how much empathy I have, right? It's the same thing I suggest to people who think that modern music is bad. A lot of these people are just not aware that there's entire worlds of art that exist beyond what is advertised to them. I want to help people discover things they love. It's like, no, you didn't pick the Russell Brand video and talk about Critical Drinker because you want to save him. You're not doing him some favor. You're doing it to placate to your audience, which, again, he kind of admits that a majority of people in his audience probably would absolutely hate Critical Drinker. Yeah, empathy mentioned woohoo. Again, this is very, like, Jomian, this is very iDubsian. When EFAP pointed out that he watched some non-Disney movies like Boiling Point and The Menu, I didn't concede that he shouldn't have still tried to watch movies outside of his current comfort zone. I conceded the levels in which he's doing that are probably still beneficial to his audience, and that he's exposing people to some non-Disney movies every so often. That's still a good thing. I concede that even though The Menu isn't exactly what I would call going outside of one's comfort zone, to him and his audience, it very much is. That's not a bad thing. And then this is where it really starts to kick off. Even though retrospectively, I can still see that everyone in the call but myself was there to debate and score points. Now, if you're an EFAP viewer, if you watched the previous segment, if you saw that little blurb that I showed you a minute ago, I did not hear scoring points. I did not hear anything that sounded similar to scoring points. They're talking about, like, oh, doing more content together in the future, right? They're talking about maybe we could build a bridge. Do you still feel this way? Is there anything that we can do to get you guys talking? I'll invite you on my podcast, right? Like that was MauLer invited, or said that he has to talk to Critical Drinker, but wanted to invite YMS on their weekly show, right? Like their weekly podcast, Open Bar. And it's like, yeah, retrospectively, I can see everyone in this call but myself was there to debate and score points without conceding on a tiny, minuscule fraction of anything. That's crazy to me. I was there to have an actual good faith conversation, as he very much always is. You'll see this same rhetoric, this same language when he's discussing the zoophile takes and the animal stuff. He's always there for good faith. Everybody else is out to get him. I was there to discuss and understand differences through conversation, which is why it wasn't at all difficult for me to make concessions like the one I mentioned earlier. I understand that your takeaway of this conversation is in lockstep with the crowd that scoffs at the concept of media literacy. I hate him. I didn't know he was one of these. I hate him. Also, I want to just bounce back here. He did not make a lot of concessions. He constantly like battled and would go on entirely nonsensical tangents that had no relevance to questions he was asked to avoid answering questions where he would be kind of put in a position where he has to concede to something because he's wrong. That happens a lot. We showcased that in the previous stream. I understand that your takeaway of the conversation is in lockstep with the crowd that scoffs at the concept of media literacy. Blah. There's a reason for that. Think about it. Think about why your recollection of a straightforward conversation can only be found in the comments of people like yourself, not within the content of the actual video. This sounds like Doomer Media on like Discord typing about how he actually won the debate with MauLer, right? This is the same rhetoric that I would see from like Doomer Media. Now do tell exactly what about my interaction with them gave you the impression that I'm dishonest. This would do that. Your recent statements on animals would do that. Your previous statements would do that. You just seem like a dishonest guy. Is this another example of something that doesn't match recorded history? Do you have any examples of me saying something that I didn't believe to be true? Please explain for us. So, it wasn't just this live stream, this 9-hour live stream. YMS actually then went on Sitch's podcast and just started swinging. Just started going off. So here is him now on a different podcast that happened shortly after, going on to talk about this exact situation.
Takedown. I mean,
thank you. Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Would you agree that I was like being like very, coming at it from good faith, empathetic?
Guys, remember, the guy who always repeats that he is good faith is a good faith guy. I would know because he keeps telling me he is, and you should believe him. I have so much empathy. I'm so good faith. I come at everything from the best possible intentions. It's everybody else that's the problem.
Good faith, empathetic, trying my best to understand.
What was happening in the water where Anissa grew up? Didn't he go to school with them? One of them specifically?
Not, yes. Like I was. Yeah, thank you. It's incredible It's incredible in
Dude, he's so fucked right now. They say the word yes, and he's like, "Oh, thank God. Okay, good." Ooh, I got nervous.
Comments to the EFAP stream how like charged people are to think that it's some sort of like epic ownage or like that.
Do I need to tell you what happened here? Do I need to tell you what? Actually, I need to find out. I actually need to show you a clip because this is actually super relevant. It is very obvious what happened in between these two clips, but I'll let you kind of sit on it for a second while I pull this up. It is a chat on, yeah. Is this it? Chat on screen? Listen to this.
I don't know.
This is 8 hours and 42 minutes here.
Calories for
channel.
cat. I recommend watching
I might actually,
Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
I might actually, should I show your chat in my upload as well?
At 8 hours and 41 minutes in his fireside chat, he was not looking at the EFAP chat the entire time. He was unaware that they all fucking hated him.
Because that could be edited in if you think that's something we should also do.
I don't know how much one would gain if they were...
And MauLer is like trying to break this to him in like the nicest possible way. Yeah, maybe I wouldn't do that.
Fan of your work to see EFAP chat on the screen for all of that. They were incredibly angry.
Okay.
Like
no, they weren't exactly doing constructive additions. I mean, a lot of them were, but a lot of them were just very angry.
Do I have permission if we think that it's kind of funny, maybe?
Sure.
I wasn't looking. I didn't have the tab open, but...
He has no idea how much trouble he's in.
It's the kind of what I was talking about. It's like people get very sensitive. I think you've talked about it, right? Like taking personal insult when creators they prefer it. It happens.
Yeah. Like the awkward laugh as he's now reading it. And you'll know in the next couple of seconds he starts to go silent here while MauLer's talking because he is now scrolling up and reading everything that's being said.
I've talked about this many times.
Yeah. Oh,
I would
go
like
ahead.
to point out someone in chat, though. I like this comment. They said, "I'm not a fan of rags, but YMS is massively worse."
There you go, Rags.
Oh, we could. So we could leave that there and let it simmer. Just let that marinate.
Let me know.
You can literally hear the reading. Uh-oh, what's happening? Oh, because I haven't paused, sorry. No,
By the way, if you've got no company and wouldn't mind it, I'd happily watch Boiling Point with you tomorrow if you want.
Dude, this is the best silence of the episode. He's finally, after 8.5 hours, he is finally at a loss for words and he stopped talking.
Wouldn't mind it. I'd happily watch Boiling Point with you tomorrow if you want.
I do have company.
Okay.
It's a long friend that I haven't seen him in fucking...
Can you hear him read?
Like 2 years, and I'm debating whether or not to like do a watch along and just have him on mic or just to have like a normal hang out with him. Okay, so obviously the first thing that he did after the stream was over was go into the comment section and read every single one of them. And no, I'm not exaggerating. I think he probably did read every single comment. So now he's fired up and he comes on here and he starts talking shit. And they were nice to him. MauLer's like, "Hey, would you like to watch Boiling Point with me? Oh, you haven't seen it yet? That would be a great... Oh, yeah, maybe. I don't know. I can't really do it because I got people coming over." Right? MauLer will go on to explain that like they didn't talk after this. I don't know if they've talked since this Sitch stream, but he's like, "Yeah, I don't think that Adam's ever going to talk to me again," which is not the impression that you would get if you just watched the EFAP stream. The comments to the EFAP stream, how like charged people are to think that it's some sort of like epic ownage or like that I was doing some sort of like detailed attack video or that I was like poisoning the well by stating my my anecdotal experience.
Adam is like mind fucked by something. I don't know who made a video on Adam, but he's talking about critical researched video essays like it's bad inherently to do them, which is funny because again, he's on a show at MauLer who makes extremely well put together, highly edited, multi-hour long documentaries criticizing movies. I don't know if you'd even call them documentaries, but he makes critical takedowns of movies that are very well researched, that take like probably extensive... I imagine he's working on these things for months, right? That is very funny. But he seems like mindfuck. This is like the fourth time I've heard him mention, like, this is just my stupid stream clip. It's not like I actually researched my take on this one, as if that's a good thing.
Is in showing my biases to make my biases known. They're like, "You're poisoning the well." It's crazy. People got way too like
Well, it's the internet.
Okay, and by the way, the "you're poisoning the well" bit, we checked that last time. The thing that he was accused of poisoning the well for is before he really even got talking about any of the content that he disagreed with. He gave an anecdotal story about how his friend's neo-Nazi little brother or something was a Critical Drinker fan, and that really stuck with him. Like, yeah, one of my friend's little brothers fell down the alt-right pipeline, and I found out he watched Critical Drinker. As if that adds anything at all to the discussion about Critical Drinkers content.
Couldn't imagine taking things that seriously. I just
like the John Swan cousin story, essentially.
I don't understand. This is part of the reason why I have this sort of like,
and he can't even. He's like, oh, I concede. He can't concede something as simple as that was like bad faith.
Not necessarily like opposition, but me wanting to interject some sort of nuance to these culture war conversations, because I feel like a lot of...
But do you see, like, this is another reason why I'm showcasing this right now. YMS has this pattern, right? Where he goes and he reads all the negative criticism of him, and then he goes to talk to somebody new or a different audience, and he, like, retroactively changes his positions based off the feedback, but they're still the same positions. He's just like trying to reword them in a way that negates the previous criticism. We have seen tons of this with the animal stuff.
Not necessarily like opposition, but me wanting to interject some sort of nuance to these culture war conversations, because I feel like a lot of people that are exposed to media...
It's like you debated the beta version version 1.5.3 of YMS's new bestiality argument. But beta version 1.7 has come out, so you have to engage with that now. Forget everything you've learned thus far.
Way that's only through the lens of a culture war. They start to see every single like discussion or disagreement as like, you're not on our side. Or like they think that the world's like fucking ending if you just have like a disagreement with somebody, and they take it way too fucking seriously. Like a subreddit,
right? Like right now, he's crying about EFAP's audience.
Like 1/3 the size of mine shouldn't be like noticeably brigading my like. It's so weird. Their community was so.
Oh, look how big my subreddit's so big. His is small. Why is he taking over?
Many people be googling that.
Do you know who reads those comments? Francis the Filthy. You ain't him, Adam. You're just a weirdo.
I shouldn't go into too much detail about it, but it's just like really abnormal behavior that like I've had disagreements, debates, dramas with so many other communities, and
because you couldn't concede to arguments. People there were not looking for a reason to hate you. Your behavior is why those people hate you.
This is a pretty unique experience, and then, very shortly after, I got all these DMs from other people saying that they had the exact same things happening to them without me even prompting it.
Oh, so now he just jumps into the, EFAP is a harassment podcast narrative. Oh yeah, you're having this problem with EFAP? I had this problem with EFAP too. Bunch of loser crybabies gonna get around. Oh, MauLer, that far right guy. I don't know if he's gone that far yet, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. This is like the, what do they call that? The, condolences room, like the all the other like completely mauled cucked losers just get together to be like, yeah, did you see what happened? Yeah, the support group. It's the EFAP support group is now forming.
Me even like feeding that information to them, it's like, oh, this is just kind of like something that happens. They just take things way too seriously, and there's like a war.
Are you talking about drinkers community or the EFAP community?
I think that there's...
He doesn't want to say it explicitly, even though it's very clear.
I think that they're so intertwined at this point that...
Oh, they're just so intertwined. By the way, he didn't know when he went on the stream that his friend MauLer did a weekly show with Critical Drinker. He finds out hours into the conversation that they're like close enough that they host a weekly podcast together.
I don't know how beneficial it would be to like attempt to differentiate them.
Right.
The EFAP community, I'm not saying like there's great people in that community. There's people that
thank you
aren't weird that have a life outside of the comment section. But on a video like EFAP, Critical Drinkers in the title, MauLer has a podcast that
the Critical Drinker fans have just overrun
that he does with Critical Drinker every week that I didn't even know about until then. So obviously more of Critical Drinker's audience is going to be there.
Right.
It doesn't. I don't know how productive it would be to try and like imagine like which bad commenters are from which audience or if it matters. All I'm saying is like
we're just gonna we're gonna say both of them suck on this one.
You know,
we're gonna cry equally.
If you want people outside of your political bubble to be interacting with you know, your community, then you gotta just not be so fucking unhinged, right? Like, it was a fucking meme when I made my Kimba video, and there was one commenter that left 1,000 comments on the video, and
you were probably thinking like, God damn it, he stole my shtick.
We're just like, they're responding to everybody, and I was like, holy shit, this is so weird, and they become...
Is this not crazy post hoc rationalization for people who have seen either this stream or the full 9 hours on EFAP, right? Like, this is crazy that this is what he's taking away from it.
Became kind of like an infamous comment.
Dude, it's not that I made bad arguments. It's that a bunch of like Nazis have overrun his chat.
And people would make subreddit posts about them just being like, wow, they're still going. Eventually I was like, okay, they're clearly unstable. And I just like, I banned them, right? Enough time had passed.
Wait, you can ban unstable chatters who spam comments, replies, and everybody's shit? Wait, does that mean I can ethically ban you from my channel? I wasn't aware that was something that I was allowed to do.
1,000 comments, right? I was going through the comments on that.
That's mad channel engagement, Adam. What are you doing?
Yeah, I was just but you can kind of control or at least make it clear what kind of things that you're comfortable with or tolerating in your own community, right?
Look,
35, by the way.
I totally agree with you. If
actually, it was like 32 here, right?
You don't do some moderation in your community. It's just like there's going to be death threats in your comment section soon.
Yeah, and so going through the comments in that EFAP stream thing, who knows? Maybe none of them are from MauLer's or Drinkers community, and they're all just brigading from somewhere else. I don't know, but
I like the implication too that these people are like inherently evil because they disagree with him. It's like maybe these people don't come from MauLer or fucking Drinker. Maybe they're these outside evil entities that are just being mean to me in the chat right now, or like mean to me on my subreddit, or people disagree with me.
You scroll, you scroll.
I'm sorry, but if you give bad takes, you're gonna get shit for it online. It's not my community's fault you said something retarded. Like, what's wrong with you? It's like this weird cope where it's like, oh no, I'm being brigaded. It's like, you're a huge YouTuber. You're a public figure who said dumb shit online.
Scroll and you sort by new.
Like, you're not being harassed.
You're going for like months, and it's the same like 10 people responding to every comment. I'm like, this was an anomaly. Out of fucking 12 years on my channel, I saw one person doing this, and it became a meme. And to know that there's like a dozen people doing that on one video, and it's like, okay,
it seems like this video was not well received, Adam.
There's something kind of weird and unhinged about that, right? Like, and it's impossible to even, I guess, comment on it without, you know, people who take the internet too seriously, or people who take comments or disagreements too seriously.
That's him, by the way. He's the one who takes the internet too seriously, just to be clear.
Because now the conversation will be like, oh, I'm trying to make people think that they're bad, that their community.
He is doing that, by the way. This is like really weird gaslighting.
Community is bad, and so it's like, it's impossible. Like, if they can't even understand why I would want to share my biases about Critical Drinker before diving into the live stream, if
Dude, the biases are so funny. I need to play the clip because you can't get the full fucking. Hold on. This is like a John Swan level, I assume, lie. What would I search up for this? It's my little brother, right? It would be, yeah. Like a brother. Okay. Here. No, not Warner Brothers. Here, this is it.
You know, the Spice Girls wasn't like...
No, not that one. Oh, was it Cousin that he said it? No. Fuck, dude. It was his friend's cousin. Yeah. Oh, I see. Wait, what?
My autistic cousin.
It actually is John Swan. Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. All right, I know where it would be. It's like right over here.
Should have died because she was
very like widely well known and appealing, and also like
something he says. See what happens.
Well, easily give you a point.
Shit.
Take him literally. Like why?
Maybe I can get the YMS video. Does he show the link to it? Fuck, dude. I wish I saved this timestamp. It would. Okay, actually, I know what I can do. Poison. Poison. Not that one. No, not even Poison Well. You were in the storm? That's okay. Try searching family. Holy shit. There. Family connection. No, dude. What the fuck? Conspiracy? Okay, that's a lot of these. I can look up drinker, but that's probably not going to get me there. The wrong lesson to crime. Conspiracy and family. This one?
Sibling who is
there it is sibling fuck
who has fallen down kind of like a conspiracy rabbit hole.
The fun thing is that when I edit this, you're not going to know that it took me forever to find the clip.
Who has fallen down kind of like a conspiracy rabbit hole and gets their news from like BitChute.
Oh my gosh, it's like an echo.
And are like concerned about like how George Soros is going to make people eat bugs or something. And like I talked to her and her boyfriend trying to like have like a common because like, you know, I'm not going to confront people directly about these sorts of things. Like I'm more interested in like learning who they are and understanding them. And like, even if they're like, they have wildly different beliefs and are insane, you know, I tried to relate to him and just, you know, her boyfriend and just being like, you know, what sort of things do you watch on YouTube? Do you know, like film stuff? And he's like, oh, I watch The Critical Drinker. And that will always leave an impression on me. The fact that like,
this is like an insane thing to just place at the beginning of your video and then defend when people argue you're poisoning the well.
This guy,
like, what does this have to do with Critical Drinker at all?
Well, I'm not sure. Well, I don't know how much we should say while he's gone, but because The Critical Drinker has such broad appeal, many people will be in that, you know, in that.
Yeah, and then Rags comes in and he goes, my dad watches Critical Drinker.
Nick just started insulting
after
me
explaining
viciously
it 3
on Twitter.
times.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Nick. We will honeybee.
Perfect.
Everybody's just like, you're poisoning the well. You're bad faith. Like, if you can't even understand that, then it's just like kind of an inevitable. There's no winning.
Bro, he's so full of shit. He's so full of shit, dude. I swear it's it has to be a made-up story, but
YMS makes me sentimental for the pre-internet world. That dude would have been headhunted so hard in dodgeball it literally might have made his head spin.
Jesus.
I feel like you could have appreciated that world.
I didn't even realize I was playing a game was part of the problem. People were like, you did such a bad job debating. You walked back so many points. I didn't think that I was debating. I thought I was having a conversation with some people that I thought were friends, you know?
People that I thought were friends. This guy is so fucked, dude. This is so fucked
Like,
up.
I thought I thought the whole point of the conversation was...
Dude, his opinion on MauLer, Rags, and Fringy is literally based off of the chat being mad at him, therefore they must be bad people.
Like, to understand their position and for them to understand mine. And, you know, if I was to walk back something, like, you know, Critical Drinker had a playlist of Drinker Recommends, right? And I thought that was the extent of the films that he's recommended on his YouTube channel. And so, you know, I made the mistake of not realizing that there were a bunch of other recommendations that weren't a part of that playlist, right? So if people are going to argue about like how many independent films he's recommended or what even constitutes as an...
Again, he was debating a video title that he hadn't even seen for about an hour. About modern movies. Like, that was his thing. Like, MauLer's like, hey, why didn't you watch a few of his videos? Nah, I'm gonna watch the Russell Brand interview and complain.
Independent film or blah, 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 blah. It's not like, oh, I walked it back as in I lied about it and now I'm caught and now I'm admitting I lied about it. It's just, I'm not gonna argue about it, right? It's something that, like, again, there's no...
I'm not going to argue. I'm going to call into multiple streams and just cry. And cry and cry and cry.
100% true or 100% false answer. I'm fine to have...
Like, I don't know how close YMS and MauLer were. They did, like, the EFAP movies, which I am actually in right now. If you guys don't know, you can go check out the Chucky movies, Child's Play movies on EFAP movies with EFAP people and me and a bunch of others. Very fun.
Nuance in a conversation. And if the people I'm talking to want to argue about it, I didn't think I was in a debate. I didn't realize the whole point of the conversation was to win. But apparently I was not there.
Like, he got raped by chat. Retroactively makes him think he was wronged on the stream. That's so funny.
The same understanding that other people in the conversation...
Yeah, light to decent friends.
Were, which sucks, but whatever. You learn something every day.
Going back to the political stuff, is it? I'm trying to figure out kind of like where you're coming from, because I think I understand it, but I want to make sure. Is it that?
So you think that like animals can? Could you imagine?
You feel that the political takes are kind of not really apparent, or is it just that as someone who obviously
my favorite part of watching these YMS conversations is learning what the voice of the podcast host sounds like 30 minutes in. It's like, oh, okay, now that YMS is done talking, I can find out what show he's on.
You've dedicated a lot of your life to film and understanding film and talking about film, that it bothers you to see people kind of only look at it through this lens of like the culture war.
Yeah, I think it's not necessarily that I think that you have to have like a certain exposure to a certain amount of things or only look at things in certain ways or anything like that. I would say it's a good idea to broaden horizons. I would say it's a good idea to, like, if you find that
we're like so far removed here. This media diet thing is being forced on everybody because I can't. I actually...
Content.
It's just such like elitist bullshit. There are probably so many better reasons to go after Drinker.
You consume.
Like, you could probably make a better... There's probably a better criticism you could levy at Critical Drinker, other than like, hey, look at me. I love media literacy. I'm so fucking read in, dude. I've seen so many movies. You haven't seen enough movies. Fuck you. Also, your audience is conservative. Get fucked. That's essentially just the video.
Is all drastically similar to maybe like Look Outside the Bubble. That goes for everyone. It doesn't matter what side of the political spectrum you're on or where you fall politically. I think it's important to try and at least understand where other people are coming from. And so I feel like in the landscape of film criticism today, there's a lot of people in very, plenty of different circles, and the circle that it seems Critical Drinker and a few, however many people in that same crowd, Ryan something, Heels versus Babyface, who knows? Like there's definitely a genre of people that are pretty much...
This is what I think iDubbbz is going to make a content cop on, by the way. What you're hearing right now would be like the funniest content cop.
Almost only. Like, I guess people are going to disagree with me, including Critical Drinker, but I don't know. It's impossible to watch every single video that someone makes, right?
You should probably start with like 1, 2, or 3 of them,
Right.
If you're going to do like a takedown piece.
So no one...
And your takedown piece is like a live stream reaction. If you're going to talk about their content, you should probably watch some of their content.
It's going to have 100% accurate...
And MauLer's obviously evil for telling you that would be like a good idea.
Assessment of someone's like entire presence on the internet. So maybe Critical Drinker doesn't belong in this, but anyway.
How could I watch his videos? He has like 1,000 of them. I don't know. You could start with 1.
Anyway, this exists. I think everybody agrees that this exists, that there's people that pretty much only talk about media purely through this sort of like culture war woke sort of thing, right? Like Ben Shapiro, right? He's not primarily a film review channel. He's not he doesn't primarily talk about art, but when he does, it's only for one reason, right?
This is way beyond Ian's cognitive function. That's why I want him to cover it.
Only one reason why he saw the Barbie movie, right?
Right. That makes sense, though, if he's doing primarily political content.
Exactly.
Dude, Rob's Media, this is the guy expecting me to know when he's at some gay furry film festival. that you have to watch all 1,000 videos he made? Yes! He constantly does this. He's like, oh, you're not even showing clips of me. You're not even showing the whole context. And then he talks about me and he provides 0 clips of my live stream. He constantly tries to hold people to standards that he does not actually do.
Exactly, right? So I feel like there's other channels that are essentially doing so in the same vein or in the same level of faith, or maybe with the same or similar goals that, you know, an individual Ben Shapiro media video would have, except it's 80% of the videos on their channel and they only talk about like movie stuff, and it's become its own genre. It's kind of interesting to me.
And it's like, obviously this is what he wanted to talk about. He was looking for an excuse to do it.
You know, and I'm not saying like, oh, no one should make...
But he masquerades it as this good faith, like, I'm just trying to come at this from a good angle and tell him to expand his media horizons. He's like, no, he hates these people. That's why the video is made. And that's okay. I'd respect you more if you just said it.
This content or anything. It's just, you know, hopefully...
Yeah, I understand.
People can be aware of their biases and maybe try to go outside a bubble or something.
I think a lot of it, well, I think there's two things. I think a lot of it is the way the YouTube algorithm works.
100%.
Is like, yeah, because if you do content where you're complaining about woke stuff, or you're complaining about woke stuff in movies, and then not always. I mean, obviously for a big channel, I know Drinker's done, you know, a lot of content.
It's like, dude, I don't even think it's the algorithm. People just like complaining. It doesn't have to be woke stuff. Bro, negative content is what people are actively searching out on all these social media sites. Unless they just bought something. If it's like an iPad review, there are people who are looking for like the justification on why they bought their iPad. But for most of these social things, they are looking for negative content. That's why it's so successful. It's not some alt-right pipeline theory.
I woke stuff in movies. But if you're kind of like up and coming and you do just like a standard movie review or just analyzing movies from some other perspective, you're usually going to get
Dude's name is literally YourMovieSucks.
Significantly less
Good
views.
one.
And so it's kind of like YouTube is sort of, I think, is like kind of pigeonholing people into doing very specific type of content. Like
it is easy content. It is. There's the reason why there's so many channels exactly like it pumping out the exact same video every day is because it's easy content in the algorithm.
Okay, as somebody who does stream highlights and watching all of your responses that are stream highlights and all your controversial videos that are stream highlights, like, you're doing live stream content. That's not exactly difficult stuff, you know?
And getting people upset about, you know, it's one thing to talk about a movie and your experience with a movie. It's another thing to talk about a movie and act like it's the end of civilization because of a greater narrative of, you know, feminizing men and eating bugs and whatever we want to attach to it, right? Like when you attach these, like, your world is about to be crushed and society is under collapse, and like, you know, regardless of varying degrees of truths or half truths or lies or whatever in any one of these subjects, that's how you get people
Nicholas
to pay attention. It's how you get people fired up. Like, what do you think? Like,
So I don't know. Is there anything interesting in the super chat Q&A? Let's take a little look at this, and then we're going to jump to MauLer.
Pre-episode 27.
I don't know. Well, before the memory wipe comes, I think it's great. When the memory wipe comes, I think...
I wonder if YMS will ever bring up an example. It's funny, he doesn't seem to do that in all of his...
I think it's kind of...
long-winded...
It's good, but not as good, and then...
1,000-paragraph research paper, peer-reviewed studies. Thank you, Rags.
Obviously, once the event happens, I think...
He's also implying EFAP is also taking sides in politics. Well, guys, listen. It's not guilt by association unless you have a right-winger on your stream. Then all of a sudden, everybody there is right-wing, because no left-wing person would ever talk to them.
It goes downhill. But... Though the end is great. Okay. CT for 2 Canadians says, I'm going to just say I fucking love YMS. Been a fan forever.
Thank you.
Oh, finally. It's not harassment, guys. We found a non-harassing comment.
Yes.
Rosie McRose for $5 says, I'd be curious if YMS would be critical of the Bread 2 movie critics like Maggie May Fish.
Oh, that's a good question.
Are they not doing real world harm? That would be my guess.
Don't know enough about them.
Okay.
Okay, you should check them out. Probably make you crazy. Alex Stewart for $28 says, I like YMS's videos a lot, but let me re-ask a question that was asked on EFAP. Why should normal people have to go watch film festivals and trudge through massive sludge of indie films and TV to find good media?
That's so funny that was their
That's so funny,
takeaway,
dude.
because all I I was in my original criticism, I was saying that, mostly towards the critical drinker who has like an actual audience, first of all. Second, I don't, as you have witnessed throughout this entire conversation, I don't really make hard prescriptions of like, you have to do this, or I
He's just not going to answer it. Again, this is great.
Just try to have a nuanced, like, hey, maybe think about doing this sort of thing.
I was just providing, some advice here. It's your media diet is not a recommendation. It's just kind of a recommendation.
And even beyond that, like,
excellent, like, political. This guy could be running for president with the non-answer we're getting here.
Joker's a fucking film festival movie. It's not like it's not even just film festivals. It's like, hey, there's an entire wealth of media being created. The bar is lower than ever before for people to be creating things.
There's the cell phone take again.
Most people's problems is that they don't have the actual proper tools or know-how to be able to pick things that, like, if they looked at like a film festival lineup, the average person, regardless of political affiliation, is not going to be able to look at that whole thing and being like, what movie do I even want to watch, right? And if you decide random ones, like, it doesn't even matter what film festival you're going to, like, probably going to be a bunch of bullshit, right? What I do is...
How do you find the real movies, YMS? I need to know this. I need to know the fucking details.
When I'm gearing up for a film...
What was the question again? Does anybody remember what he was asked? I don't remember even what they were trying to say.
Festival or something like that, and because it's my job.
God, he's a snob? Why would you think that? Why would you say that he's a snob? You're defaming him.
I look at every single...
Look how excellent he just navigates around the questions.
...film in the catalog. I look at their IMDb.
He's so successful. My chat is literally engaging with this and not pointing out that he's completely dodged the question.
Of like, who wrote it? Who directed it? Did they do something else that I like? Those are the surest fire ways to know whether or not you might enjoy something. Is just
oh
Never
god,
a dull moment with you, Mr. Oreo.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. My bad.
Writer, I would not say so as much for the actor unless it's somebody
Nick
who...
Oreo.
Thank you.
Mr. Oreo.
Like, you have to see. Did it have
Adam sniffs his own farts and then scores it on a scale from 1 to 10.
Have any buzz at like a previous film festival?
Well, I think this fart was actually a 5, but you need to realize that 5 is actually a good score.
All of these things that, I can already tell I'm not even looking at chat or...
Oh yeah, I'm not even looking at chat, guys. It's not even chat,
future comments or anything. But, people are obviously going to say like, that is so much of a barrier to entry. Like, that is unreasonable to ask a normal human being to do. And that's why I'm not saying that a normal human being should do that. I'm saying I make fucking videos about film festival movies. I make fucking videos about indie movies.
Sorry, you don't have your license to commit fucking YouTube videos. You haven't seen enough films. Oh, I'm sorry, you got your license, mate? You got to go to this many film festivals to be taken seriously on YouTube. I don't know, dude. Why is Critical Drinker getting so many views if he's got like no right to be making this content?
If you want to find some good things that you might enjoy that are a bit like out of your element, or maybe some things that you haven't heard before, maybe look at one of my end of the year list videos. I show clips from the movies. A lot of the films that I recommend, I make sure to not spoil the experience in my review, but just give you enough of a taste so that you know whether or not it's something you'd be interested in. MauLer, he found the movie The Hunt from 2012 through one of my year list videos. He loved it. He recommended it on his own thing, right? So, wow,
dude, you're putting good things into the world now. MauLer would never have seen a movie.
What I'm saying is like
that totally justifies all the animal takes that we've heard. MauLer did see a movie. therefore he has put some good into the world.
Things exist other than fucking Disney movies, and I think a lot of people would be a lot happier, and I think the industry would move in a more positive direction if people made the slightest of efforts by, just clicking on a video and maybe seeing if there's some recommendations. Yeah, that's it.
Silence You Idiot for $20. Thank you.
Like, I legitimately do despise the people who... Oh, I'm not trying to dictate your content. I'm just saying that you probably should do X, Y, and Z the way that I would do it. Oh, wait, it's what you're doing is working for you? That's fine. I mean, this is what I would recommend doing anyway. It's like backseat channel driving.
Says, should I be so lucky for Sitch to read this to YMS? Give him some trolley scenarios. The poor guy missed the EFAP segment and did some on his own, but wussed out on being culpable to any intentional murders. Oh my God. You wouldn't kill people with the trolleys? Come on.
No.
Shame.
Good for you.
Adam's favorite show is for sure Steven Universe. I don't know. Is that like a... I would go with like a Rick and Morty reference. I haven't seen Steven Universe either.
In the country. Yeah, so it's interesting, and it's something that I not only view as an outsider, but I also view with the perspective of, I spend like half the year in the States just traveling and,
So you think it's about high time America just took over Canada, right?
Okay. Is there anything else in here before I show the MauLer segment?
Being in favor of...
Why did he go on Adam and Sitch's show? He went on to complain, I imagine, about how poorly he was treated on EFAP by like the really nice people who had him on to talk about his video.
The idea of basic necessities, medical-wise, being covered in a universal government functioning way.
All right, universal health care, very brave. And all right, let's take a look at MauLer. So now, after Adam leaves, MauLer ends up popping in to say hi to go over some of the stuff that you see.
But I gotta go to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah.
Okay, do it up. I gotta do a little light graphic design here. So, look, I guess maybe I should send MauLer the link first. That's probably best.
So at this point, I don't know what MauLer, like what's happened, I guess, in between. But he ends off that stream, everybody's seemingly on good terms. And now this new stream comes out, and he's shitting on EFAP's audience and implying that like it's overrun with critical drinker fans, or maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And now he's being brigaded and stuff. And I don't know, if I'm MauLer in this situation, I'm throwing my hands up and going like, what the fuck happened? When?
I have, let's see here.
I would never talk
kind of guy, which that's what I like about MauLer.
Yeah, no drama.
I would never talk smack. I'm a nice, friendly man.
Yeah, of course. How you doing, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. How you guys doing?
Good, good. So I guess you listened to part of our talk with YMS?
I did. And I was interested to...
By the way, Doomer is in chat still molding about the EFAP debate. My chat or this chat? Is Doomer on the right side of the screen? In this chat arguing about... There's no way.
Hear about this whole history that I wasn't apparently a part
He's sitting in Sitch and Adam... Like, really?
of, because I don't remember a lot of the things happening that he mentioned.
Dude, I remember when Doomer came back and got accused of, like, pocketing money or something because somebody paid him to make a Hassan video and then he ran off. And he was, like, fighting everyone about EFAP and then he left again.
Oh, no. Oh, no. So our talk with him ended up starting drama with you? Is that what's happening here?
It's kind of a weird situation because we spoke to him on the stream and I haven't really had much of any interactions since. I'm not sure that he wants to speak to me ever again, which is...
This is like crazy to hear, dude. It's actually insane because if you hear the end of that stream, you would get no indication that they're like never going to speak again.
Up to him entirely. But obviously, if stuff is said about like the nature of how everything happened, and there's certain things that were said that I would be interested in just providing the alternative POV on. That's all. Like, you know, for example, he said he was brigaded by my audience / EFAP's audience, which I'm surprised you guys wouldn't have been like, what? That doesn't sound very accurate. Like, it sounds like a weird thing for EFAP to do. And it's because it is.
And it was the justification too that like other people reached out to him. Oh, EFAP, yeah, that happens, dude. Yeah. Other people reached out. They had the similar experiences on that show. I guess those guys are just evil debate men or something, trying to get. Yeah,
It's a weird thing that is being commented on there. That would be a really weird thing for us to do. Of course, we would always discourage any kind of behaviors like that. We hate it online, anything like that.
Fuck.
But what was interesting,
top 10 most stoic people, obviously Anissa, iDubbbz, and YMS are on there.
is after the discussion happened, I was curious to see, because I already knew the EFAP audience were not happy.
Right.
The expectation, of course, was that there could have been more acceptance of like the biases. There could have been less commentary. Like I can go through some of the things that made everybody very
I want to
upset.
let you know. Look, I want to let you know. I had a big note right here to push back extremely hard on that, and Sitch would not shut up. Like I could not get a word in edgewise.
Like he gets completely screwed over here.
So, we kind of moved on from that point, and I probably should have pushed back more. I should have probably gone back to it. Look, I don't know.
You can't really push back or stop him because he just keeps going and going and going and going.
The people's situation, though.
You ever just listen to like YMS talk and you're like in a daze? He's just looped 15 times. You forget where you were.
Like he did mention,
it's like a siren song when he opens his mouth.
Someone commenting a little bit too much or something, but I mean, it didn't seem like stuff none of us are completely used to, and it's kind of like happens all the time.
Well, so I was already under the impression that this was sort of expected. I was surprised to hear he was so blown away by it when his audience he knows this, have treated like everything to do with EFAP pretty horribly since the moment he even made a connection. I've chosen to like, yeah, I've decided like long ago, I don't mind. I don't call it brigading when they like send horrible messages, or there's loads of top comments in different Sardonicast or YMS subreddits that discuss EFAP as being like they're Nazis. Like
because it's only a problem when it happens to YMS. Yeah. And again, Hassan Piker said they're like an alt-right podcast.
It's pretty
so like there are plenty of people who were saying this stuff.
Obvious. They're hateful. They're disgusting. You shouldn't be anywhere near them. And it's like, okay,
really?
that's not, and that's the thing. I've never wanted or asked any clarification on that from him, or even I don't expect him to police it. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know about you and Sitch exactly, but you know the takes on EFAP are basically like, as long as you don't spam and as long as you don't break TOS, you can say whatever you want. It's totally fine. Like you can say that me, Fringy, and Rags are the worst hosts of a podcast ever. It's a disgusting, worthless piece of shit podcast. Whatever, it's totally fine. You can also say that about the guests.
Why
you can also
we would
say
never
that.
say that? Come on, look.
No, not you guys. I'm talking about anyone. Anyone's
What are you
allowed to
talking
say it. You know, sometimes we respond, sometimes
Not
we
on
don't.
our
We want
show.
to.
They can't say that on our show.
That's right.
We
On our
don't-
show, they get banned for saying that.
Notice how YMS didn't bring up examples? Because YMS, I don't think he's really looked into the content that much. YMS probably thought that he had a slam dunk segment just sitting there. Like, oh, my whole audience hates this guy. I fucking hate this guy. Let's go watch this funny segment where he talks to asshole about modern movie critiques and then cry about it. But he can't just say that was what he was doing. He couldn't just say, oh, I was placating my audience and I was covering somebody that I couldn't stand. And yeah, no, I didn't treat him super charitably, but that wasn't really the intent going in. I would have respected that answer more. No, it's I'm the charitability guy. I am like the ethical. I'm looking at this ethically. I'm trying to do you a favor. I come into these conversations looking for like an understanding. It's clear that's not what you guys are about. He needs to play the good guy every step of the way. And he thinks that we're all stupid. We just don't know it. We have no idea. We have no idea that this guy is the way that he is.
I assume
he's pulling the wool over our eyes.
you guys are the same. We
that we're
wouldn't
talking to. Then they can say
wouldn't
that.
wouldn't describe ourselves as free speech absolutists, rather free speech extremists. Try to get
Right.
to a really healthy balance. We want to get every opinion in there, even if it's some
Yeah, he's
that
on
make
he's on the right side of history.
you uncomfortable or emotionally unstable.
Mhm.
You want to try and work on it, this, that, and the other. And I think that, you know, a big problem that happens on the internet is that, you know, a large amount of criticism all at once is seen as abuse. When you start to dig into a lot of individual comments, and yeah, you'll get the stuff like I've already mentioned, where someone just says like, "You're a Nazi and you don't even deserve to be spoken to. You should be removed from the internet." It's like, that's not a good comment. That's a bad one. But then you'll get people who are like, I thought you were being dishonest. I don't think you can see past your biases. And to be honest with you, it's made me lose respect for you. If someone said like, this is abusive, I'd be like, I don't think so. They're entitled to that perspective, and that, you can take it for whatever you will. Obviously, people say it about me every day. And I'm sure people have never said it about you guys, because why would they, right? There would be no need.
They say it all the time about it. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, I'm the Nazi rape man or something. I love rape review, dude.
Look,
according to Reddit.
Everybody has it.
Apparently, you haven't been over to Destiny's subreddit yet.
Exactly. You probably have a similar situation, right? So after the conversation, I was curious what the subreddit was saying in general, the MauLer subreddit, right? And it was obviously very
You
hostile.
have a subreddit too? What's up with this? Everyone's got a subreddit.
I don't know. It's just the thing to do online. And then I was like, I wonder what the YMS subreddit has to say. And
those are only the virtuous people. On the YMS subreddit, those are all the good guys.
Like, not surprised at all.
They're the freedom fighters.
The comment is still there. You can check it. Is diet Nazis are coping. That's all this is. It's like, okay, we didn't even talk about like.
Are we the diet Nazis in that post, or
no? That's referring to EFAP, not you guys.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea what they think of you guys, but I can't imagine they'd be positive about you guys, because part of why they hate us is because we've spoken to Sargon or whoever else, right? Like the undesirables.
Sargon's been on our show a bunch of times. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying, is that I don't know if you'd make it past their acceptability standards either.
No.
And then you got like another top comment is like, shame Adam would give these fuckwits the time of day. It's like, oh well. And like I said,
and you're understanding that they do purity tests in that community, and you'll never be accepted by those people, but the person that you're talking to is cool. So if you get a little hate from their audience, who really cares? Because ultimately you're making this connection with this person that you like. For Adam, it's like, hey, this is a great conversation, whatever. Yeah, we're totally cool, calm conversation at the end. And then he sees the comment section is mean, and he reflects that on the people that he's friendly with, which is kind of fucked up, I think. Yeah, I think that he'd probably critique people who do that, but I don't know.
That to me is just normal. I've come to accept that his entire fan base despise EFAP. It's unfortunate, but it's what it is. And the best I can do
Nicholas,
is to try and show that we have plenty of strong and fun
that.
interactions, and that there's no reason to think of us as like monsters or anything. But obviously, if you check the comments on the EFAP episode, I think it might be impossible to find one that's pro YMS. And how do you explain that? What could possibly be the explanation for that? It's like, is it good enough to just say like, well, they all clearly hate him from the get-go. There was nothing there for him to win over. It was all extreme bias, and that they've overreacted. Now, I think that would be one potential explanation. But let me ask you guys, right? If I had never met you two, and you found out that a podcast you guys happen to love at the time, let's say EFAP, and it gets however many thousands of viewers. They did a video on Adam and Sitch as a podcast, and you were like, "Oh shit, okay." And we've got no connections.
So I don't know. I think it's a real podcast.
I haven't seen Adam and Sitch in a while. Are they still doing stuff together now? I thought they got into like a fight at one point. Are they still like cool? Because they've been around for like more than half a decade.
Talking, MauLer. Go ahead. I'm listening.
If we did it, and then you, Adam, you're like, oh, that's kind of exciting. I like them. Maybe this will be a chance for us to get on there as well. And let's say you listen
Oh, they're streaming right now. Okay.
to the first 10 minutes, and Rags and Fringy are like, I don't even know these guys, and I'm like, okay, let me introduce them. They're a political podcast, and they let's just say I know someone who is kind of a right-wing conspiracy theorist, and this is the only podcast he listens to. So, yeah. And then I started.
Doomer Media, lol, I can explain that parasocially. What year is this? So this is after the Great Crash Out.
With Critical Drinker.
Yes, he did. Yes. And it pissed everyone off. And he has no idea why that would annoy anyone.
He never seems to know why anything would annoy people. Specifically comments about animals, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
We tried to explain many times, and he just said absolutely not. He doesn't accept it at all, that that would be poisoning the well. I don't know if you caught it, because I was listening to the conversation, and when Sitch said, Adam said, we got other people coming on, and then Sitch said, we got some idiots coming on, and Adam, you said, don't do that. And I got the impression straight away from Adam that he's like, as much as jokes are fun, but don't introduce our guests as idiots. It's not the best way to do it. And then YMS was there, and he went, oh no, poisoning the well.
Oh, I
And
missed that. I didn't hear that. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's. I mean,
you think that was in relation to the?
Oh, absolutely. He did not take that criticism well, which I don't know why. I think it's very
And
straight.
it was obviously poisoning the well. Bro, if I'm talking about Bo Blacks, and this is the first time I'm ever talking about Bo Blacks, and then I just go on a rant about like, hey, I met this really fucking stupid Sonic fan, and that guy turned out to be a pedophile. And I asked him like what videos he watched, and they were Bo Blacks videos. That adds absolutely nothing to my content. Wow, this guy's little brother was like a pedophile or something. That's crazy. Yeah, and he watched a lot of Bo Blacks, and he loved Sonic the Hedgehog.
Forward. When you're introducing someone for the first time that you admit you don't know much about, and all the information you give is that your crazy alt-right conspiracist friend loves this channel and knows it well.
Right.
And that's it. It's just like, why did you say that?
I think you're making a connection that he wasn't necessarily making. I think he just was making a random joke.
What's the name of the guy?
Thank you.
From Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
I was out fishing and missed everything. Started over and bro, that YMS into Songbit is diabolical. It's still going.
Amazing.
Poisoning the well. I don't think he was speaking specifically about you or Critical Drinker, about the situation, any of that stuff.
Wait, what?
I don't think that's much of a problem. He's obviously bitter about the fact that it would be considered poisoning the well. The defense of his argument would be that he was just explaining his bias. But of course, I would say that like you can explain biases while poisoning the well. It's perfectly possible, and you should be careful. You don't want to introduce someone as a particular, like I said, it could be anything. If I said this is the Sitch and Adam show, and a hyper leftist communist friend of mine loves this show, so just keep that in mind. Should be like
hyper leftist communist friend. I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here that I probably know who that is.
Okay, what does that mean? Why would you even say that? And then if I say, well, I was just trying to explain my biases. That's what I've heard. And I've
I mean, I think your point is fair, and I think if you were to bring forward like
Dev, you think it's Dev?
Your bias. If you want to say like, oh, this is my bias, I think you could say that. You could say, well,
it's obviously as.
Well, no, this is my.
My guess was Jay. I don't know if Jay would be a hyper leftist, but Jay is definitely like. I feel like Jay is like at least socialist.
Bias talking, so be aware. You know,
it's a it's a hypothetical.
This is my interaction with them.
I've read a fuckload of Jay fighting with people about politics on Twitter. It's not like I'm basing this off of content. So I don't know. I assume that like Jay is leftist. Am I wrong about that?
Saying that could definitely bias the audience, even if you acknowledge it. But
MauLer's talking about you, Nick. I don't think I met MauLer at this point.
Definitely is going to put people in that headspace. And I think when we were talking with YMS,
I actually just found out recently that one of the earlier episodes, when Jay meets MauLer, it was over like critique, and then they came to like they made amends on stream, and I guess they found equal ground, which is what MauLer was trying to do at YMS.
I mean, I think his position is that even though, at least what he told us, he believes that Critical Drinker generally loves movies and all this stuff. I mean, obviously...
Rhino milk? Oh my god, dude. You know that clip of fucking Luke Skywalker that Drinker uses in all the videos of him drinking the cow's milk? This is how YMS drinks the milk.
Nick just started insulting me viciously on Twitter.
Dude, straight from the cow. Straight from the space cow, as God intended.
His politics do not align with our politics. His politics do not align with Critical Drinker. And he seemed to be saying that he thinks that Critical Drinker's politics are kind of guiding his interpretation of these.
Apparently it's a rhino.
Movies. And so therefore it would line up with sort of the more right-wing conspiracy theory aspect of YouTube.
Dude, they can't have YMS on LolCow Live because he's going to try to fuck the digital avatar.
Yeah, and a big part of the conversation was trying to dispel that. I'm hyper familiar with Drinker's work, and I would consider myself relatively apolitical in the
Rhino milk. Oh, this is a reference.
I know this video is called Everything Wrong With, but could you at least give me some benefit of the doubt in terms of what about the way you're portraying me to your
Wait, what the fuck did you just link me? I mean, I love this clip, but
audience right now? Like, have I said anything reasonable? Because this is the thing. I showed.
Oh wait, this is the clip. Oh,
all of H Bomber Guy's video, and I even said there was like 3 different parts, I think, where I was like, "This is
You know what? I just had a complete brain fart. I thought that this was the Black Panther video by...
I recommend watching Nicholas DeOrio's
Oh, okay.
latest
I might
video. check
this out a little bit. That's not super relevant what we're talking about right now. But yeah, that's the... I guess that's the clip where they make amends. Okay, I'm learning the ancient lore. I thought that was the fucking... Where is it? I thought it was this clip that you were sending me.
I don't...
Oh, no, not that one. Oh my god, this is ancient. So I was looking for this. This is the no bullshit. I don't know if there's a whole playlist to these videos.
I don't...
Look at this opening fucking clip. Holy shit, dude. This is so old. So this is Jay's channel on this live stream in 2020 talking to No Bullshit the day that Bo Blacks debated Destiny. This is this was the first crazy stream we ever had.
I don't really care about being a smarty pants intellectual. Like I never said I was.
We know. In the earlier days of my YouTube channel, I exclusively...
Dude, I loved this series. And to end up... It was so cool to end up being in, like, the third one. Because I facilitated the conversation. And then I think when No Bullshit was on there, Destiny tried to jump back on, and I kicked him out. Because I thought this was more important. This was literally more important. Is there a No Bullshit playlist here? Where the fuck is the clip? I'll just look up No Bullshit. No Bullshit. Let me see. Oh, one of them is gone.
Drawing of me riding a rhino.
All of them has gone. It's unlisted? That sucks. My old video.
So let's actually talk.
Okay, this is not it. This is like the old. This is the old one.
Hi, I'm Jay. Here's a completely...
I didn't realize that's not part of the 3 that I... Okay, is this... This is actually the one I was looking for, I think.
Load of the women in the MCU.
Black Panther earlier this year, which had a suspicious amount of female characters surrounding the Wakandan king.
This is my favorite quote from any movie-related video. That is my favorite quote ever. In any circumstance.
Black Panther earlier this year, which had a suspicious amount of female characters surrounding the Wakandan king. It didn't ruin the movie or anything. Black Panther was still amazing, but it was noticeable how many girls were in there. There's also Wanda, and it also sees Ant-Man being joined by his female crime-fighting partner. Is that a coincidence? I don't think so.
He complains that... Well...
There's also a giant midget in the movie. That's right. He's the guy from Game of Thrones. He's also the one the Hulk goes to in the movie to have him make a new weapon to fight Thanos. And I think having...
Dude, the midget is a strong man.
Midget, dwarf, little person representation is certainly something a radical leftist, pro-diversity, anti-ableist SJW would be all for.
Now, when it comes to edgy jokes, I believe that people...
Oh my god. I do love... I have like a soft spot for No Bullshit because he's so stupid. He's legitimately funny. Like he's unintentionally hilarious. Nothing like you've all seen the guns fall out of black people's pockets clip, right? Where's the No Bullshit guns fall out of pockets? That's the quintessential clip. What's the most out of pocket thing you've ever seen? Wait, you guys don't know about this clip? Actually, I would understand if you don't. It comes from Destiny. He actually had his own, like, they call it like the JonTron thing, but like it was way worse with No Bullshit.
If that's, and I would argue against that. I wouldn't agree.
So
with
what
that.
is it? So why do black people get caught more by the police for smoking weed?
Why do black people get caught smoking weed more? Okay.
I wouldn't agree.
So
with
what
that.
is it? So why do black people get caught more by the police for smoking weed when white
Because
people do it?
they're not hiding it well, and they're flagrant about it. I mean, it's just the same reason that they might get pulled over with weapons more because they have weapons hanging out of their pockets or something. It's just they're not.
Do you think that it's common that black people drive around with weapons hanging out of their pocket? Do you think that's a fair assessment of the average black criminal?
No, but that sounds like a good quote.
Well, I mean, I'm quoting you.
Wait, Rag said No Bullshit called me a known leftist.
You just said it.
I said I was like.
So it's a bullshit quote. Dude, he literally gets quoted, and he's like, "I've never said that before in my life." That's my favorite No Bullshit thing. He'll talk to you. You ask him a question. Oh, who's you remember Destiny? I've never heard of Destiny in my life. Oh, you were on Nick DeOrio? I've never heard of that guy in my entire life. That's his whole bit. You'll literally have him say something to your face, and if you ask him about it 3 seconds later, he's never said it before.
weapons hanging out of their pockets or something. It's just they're not.
Wait, Rags, you're right. I forgot that was Sitch. No bullshit. Unironically asked Sitch if he considered him a Jew first or white, and Jay's quote was, "That's not a normal question to ask somebody, Brooks." I remember that.
Do you think that it's common that black people drive around with weapons hanging out of their pocket? Do you think that's a fair assessment of the average black criminal?
No, but that sounds like a good quote.
Well, I mean, I'm quoting you. You just said
that sounds like a good quote. Literally just said, I'm quoting you. You just said this. Holy fuck, dude. Are you Jewish or white first? That's not a normal question to ask somebody, Brooks. Oh god, this is such a fucking crazy tangent. But dude, I love any excuse to talk about this guy. No bullshit is lying about me. Is it in this? Yes, it's in here.
There with JX.
He's the best thing ever or the worst thing ever in the comments. Brooks, after being asked the simple question, why did he go on a live stream, assumes he's being attacked and instead of answering the question, deflects.
I could say the same thing about you. Like, for example, I've seen some of your other streams. Why did you stream with MauLer?
He's brought up...
Oh, bro! Dude, it's all connected! It's all connected! Holy shit!
The dreaded longoid. As a part of his deflection, he then tries to demonize MauLer by associating MauLer with me.
He has some pretty shady people on his show. Are you familiar with JXC?
I don't know what that means.
Does No Bullshit still make content? Bro, No Bullshit went back on Twitter the other day. It's at Brooks Heatherly, and I was like, holy fuck, this is amazing. This person needs to come back and make more videos.
It's a YouTuber who was also streamed with MauLer.
So there you have the context for why he was talking about me in the first place. He was saying, you asked me a simple question? Yeah? Well, you've spoken to somebody, and they've spoken to somebody that I don't like. Check fucking me. So now that after all this time, he's finally acknowledging me and my...
Wait, where's the Jewish thing? Let's see, look, I'm white.
Well, are you white?
Yeah, I know that this actually will come up. Even though I'm Jewish, I do classify myself as white, yes.
So which one are you first?
That's not a normal thing to ask people, Brooks.
That quote is like ingrained in my mind.
Had a suspicious amount of female characters.
Hearing the kinds of...
Dude, he's so fucking insane. No Bullshit is a national treasure.
Content I create, I try to express that on...
Dude, the internet taught me that Jews are not white. This is something that I never would have even... Like, that would be a sentence that would never come out of my mouth. But people are extremely passionate on the fact that Jewish people are not white.
EFAP as well. And so running a podcast with Drinker and talking to him semi-regularly and being familiar with all of his work, I know...
Like, even people that you wouldn't even expect... Because I feel like that's terminally online. But apparently this is like a normally, like, understood thing.
So... what he thinks and feels on most, if not all, subjects. And so part of the purpose here is to try and explain to you guys.
True. Well, are they Arabic? No, they're just Jewish people, apparently. That's... Are you Italian or white? Well, apparently I wasn't white, like, 100 years ago.
Guys, like, why a certain point of view was developed, right? So that...
Internet taught me Italians aren't white. Bro, you know what when I completely went fucking crazy is when I found out that Irish people weren't considered white. I was like, what the fuck is white, then? Every Irish dude I know is the palest motherfucker in the room. What the fuck is white, then? Well, what was white?
That ends. That doesn't get resolved. The audience think he poisoned the well. YMS doesn't understand at all why they would think that. So, we moved on, but that's unsettled, and people think that he's not being reasonable. You know what I mean? Right. Like, that's just one instance. Now, I'm going to try and go through a couple, and then this will develop why the audience felt the way that they did, as far as I'm concerned. Because we've had people on EFAP many a time who you could argue are far less reasonable or insane or more insane, sorry, in whatever direction or other, but that there will be a back and forth on their sort of conduct. I was going to say performance, but I know that I didn't know this before, but...
It sucks that he has to go here and explain all this. Because he's not just explaining it to them, he's explaining it to the audience. Because, like, the smoke signal here paints him in an extremely negative light. Like what YMS has done.
YMS thinks that is like a debate term. And
like what he's doing is like, oh, okay, you guys didn't treat me exactly. Like, oh, your audience doesn't like me anymore? Okay, well, I'll just placate to the audience that hates you guys.
If you're having a conversation, you shouldn't describe it as a performance. You should.
That might be a bit too far. That might be a bit too uncharitable.
Nicholas DeOrio's latest video.
But he seems kind of like a little conniving little snake, dude. I'm sorry, I get the heebie-jeebies when people are like, I'm actually super good faith, you know? I came into this looking for dialogue. These guys were not interested in that. Like, anybody who constantly reiterates how good faith they are, give me the heebie-jeebies.
Right, but it's something else. And what I'm trying to say is I don't want to imply that it was set up as a debate and it sort of went in one particular direction. It was just how you operate, what behaviors you use. People will listen and
it's probably, they went on there to have a discussion. YMS chose to not concede, like, the majority of the issues there, right? I get, like, when you say stuff like "we'll agree to disagree," yeah, that paints it as you being a bit more hostile. I have the perfect example. Wait, hold on. There was one part where, like, Fringy asks a very simple question, and he's like, "Yeah, sorry, no. You can go back. You can go look back. Go rewatch. It's rewatch." I think. Is it rewatch the stream? Oh god, that's not gonna happen. Dude, it's so bad. Yeah, like, that clip is insane.
before writing does. And that
I'm not repeating myself. That's what it is. Repeat.
It's not representative of every critical about his content.
He doesn't.
Here, listen to this. At 109, it's like, how did people start to perceive this as a debate? I don't understand. It was a casual, fun conversation.
That just, like,
So,
it really...
actually, now I'm kind of confused, because the statement is, I know a friend, he doesn't know any movie reviewers other than Drinker, and he believes these things. Like, what is the conclusion from that line of thought, you know?
I explained it sentences ago. I'm sorry. I can't keep repeating myself. That's not a I'm trying not to sound disrespectful, but
and I think the most obnoxious thing about this is he can and he will, for the duration of the stream, just keep repeating himself. He does not want to answer the question. They're requiring him to answer questions because he can't even engage with what they're asking him.
You know?
I explained it sentences ago. I'm sorry. I can't keep repeating myself. That's not a I'm trying not to sound disrespectful, but you can play back the stream later. I'm sorry.
You can play back the stream later. Dude, I'm sorry. If anybody fucking talked to me like this, I said this the other night, if anybody talked to me like this, my audience would immediately fucking hate them. If you came on my show and you dismissed me like that when I asked you a simple question while you're dodging, granted, if I have to be right for them to take, they would absolutely not like you.
And acknowledge whatever's happening in whatever direction.
He's lucky he didn't get kicked out of the call. Well, they're very nice to him. If that was like an RFC stream, that comment would have turned the entire thing sour, and he probably would have rage quit within 15 minutes.
Now, he said to you guys, he was empathetic, he was honest, he was fair, and then afterward he was brigaded, and that
Fringy sits in silence for an hour before that actual insanity. He kind of does. Fringy doesn't say a lot. That's like his first major contribution on his own show, and he gets told, go back and rewatch your own show.
he was contacted by people saying that the same thing happens to them.
Mm-hmm.
So what if I said, and I guess it becomes real instead of a hypothetical, that I was contacted by many people, including viewers and content creators after it, saying how drastically disappointed they were in the conversation, and that me, Fringy, and Rags operated like insane saints. That if you check the comment section as well...
Yeah, which is more likely that everybody here is like, oh god, EFAP's really fucking... EFAP's like, those audience people, they come after you. They're like really relentless. Like Doomer Media type people. Oh my god, was it Doomer Media? Is Doomer Media the one who wrote... Bro, is anybody friends with Adam who could find out if it was fucking Doomer Media? It was probably Doomer Media. Doomer Media probably reached out to Adam. Holy fuck, it definitely was Doomer. If Doomer's in the chat right now, and people were rushing saying they had a bad interaction with EFAP, I was thinking it was like a Hassan Piker fan or someone in that sector. No, it's probably Doomer Media.
You can find people furious at me, Rags, and Fringy for not pushing harder, for not pushing back on some of the statements you made about particular people or about the connections made between different people, like Russell Brand or whoever else. Is that me highlighting a bias I have, or is that giving you guys more context, or am I just sort of anecdotally adding in evidence that may or may not be true to make myself look like I'm being more forthright?
I lost the question.
The point is that he's telling you guys that he corroborated the experience with like other people. What I'm saying is you could
that EFAP people were degrading him.
Yeah, the other people have been brigaded. Other people.
I mean, what's more likely here? That a bunch of people are like, oh god, EFAP is brigading the fuck out of us, and they're like mean fucking Nazi adjacent podcast hosts or something, or like they're invaded by Critical Drinkers audience, which has the implications of what YMS was saying earlier. Or is it likely that like people thought YMS wasn't answering any questions and thought he sucked in the conversation?
I was a fan of YMS for a long-ass time, mostly watched his film stuff, but man, I never knew just how bad YMS was with engaging the question. EFAP crew have insane patience.
Yep. And I think what we demonstrate here is that it's not just when he talks about animal consent that he's like this. Even like in slight, even a slight disagreement where the chat is on the other side, it is a total and complete bridge burn.
Feel the same way he does after an experience.
It is a get on other stream and shit talk them when they were nothing but nice to me. Heel turn.
So talking to us, and I was saying, so why couldn't I just do the exact same thing in reverse? Just say that I have spoken to people who've said that he was a very aggressive and impossible sort of conversational partner, not in an overt way, but in more so of a like, I say 2 + 2 is 5, and no matter what you guys say, I repeat that until I say I don't want to keep repeating myself.
Right.
And you're saying that you went easy on him because you have people in the comments that wanted you to go harder and you didn't?
I'm suggesting that me, Rags, and Fringy probably treated him with much more patience and respect than we ever have with any other guest.
Literally nobody would have been nice to him for 9 hours the way that he was interacting in that call. I don't know anyone else who could have like done that
in history.
I mean, I felt like I listened to that and I thought you guys did fine.
Yeah, and it's sort of being seen as like a grilling or a debate, which I am very confused about. I feel like
YMS responded so poorly. He lost a debate that nobody participated in. His attitude was so shit. His inability to concede on any talking points at all whatsoever in the conversation at all, right? His deflections made it look like he lost a debate that nobody actually had.
it wasn't that at all, and I feel like he spoke more.
Wait, MauLer is No, MauLer is not YMS.
More than me, Rags, and Fringy put together.
Well, do you think that's from? I mean, I don't know. Does he do like contentious conversations normally, or
I don't know. I don't think so. I think most things are chill.
No, only when it happens to be about animals having sex. Then he's loaded up, dude. Come on, let's have a debate of the minds. Get in here. Let's talk about this.
And he was
not about media
expecting
stuff.
a friendly conversation. That's what I wanted to have as well.
Because he absolutely does do debates. I've only ever seen him debate about animal sex, but that might just because about the research like that we've needed to do for this stream. Maybe he debates about other stuff, but I do think that's very funny. Because everyone's like, oh no, he would never do a debate. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Right. I mean, but it's obviously going to be somewhat contentious considering the material you guys are covering.
Well, yeah, the whole format there is that I'm trying.
Actually, no, because a lot of the animal debates that he does aren't really debates as much as like it's him talking at people. How many conversations has he really had getting confronted on it? It's kind of just like him debating with a chatter. Does he, or like him fighting in a Reddit comment thread?
To sort of
he does all the debate bro tactics, but how many times has he really actually fought people on it?
end a relationship that could be potentially destroyed by, misunderstandings between Drinker and YMS. I feel like those two could easily.
None that I know of. Yeah, I guess what I was thinking of is like the comments. Like he'll just be fighting people in comment section. So maybe he doesn't do on-air confrontations often.
Made something together. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I mean, and I listened and I thought, I listened to the whole thing, but the parts that I did listen to, I agree. I thought you were, I listened to the first 3 hours, so I don't know if things got more heated later, but you were pushing back, but it seemed like you were trying to push back in ways that were allowing avenues of escape or avenues of agreement. So I wouldn't consider it like some sort of like gotcha, conversation.
Yeah, unfortunately, you had to hold him 2 questions because you'd ask him something and he'd go on a 20-minute tangent about something unrelated. So yeah, unfortunately, you have to ask something again if a question gets answered that's a question that gets asked that's relevant to the discussion, something that needs to be like mentioned, and he just chooses to dive around it.
Hasn't he been on EFAP more than once, though?
Yeah, they literally filmed content offline together.
He's recorded a lot of coverage of like Final Destination, Saw, and I think he's been on a couple of podcasts in general, just talking about.
Doomer Media is quoting Will Smith in chat. Where? Keep my name out your mouth. Dude, holy fuck. That's like a whole side quest that's happening in the chat right now.
Stuff, but this one, it was the audience's reaction that made him think that there's no reason to speak to us anymore, which is somebody said on his subreddit he's not really interested because the fan base is clearly too far gone, which I thought was interesting. Because
sorry, we're gonna have to fucking wrap this thing up and no longer talk to these EFAP guys because the audience is just way too mean for me. Like, it's so insane, dude. We're torching the bridge because the comment section is mean.
There's a pretty strong crossover, I think, between EFAP and the Sitch and Adam podcast in terms of audiences.
Right. So do you think
I gotta distance myself from the audience?
Yeah, but he probably doesn't know that.
That's fair.
But so those other things.
Is our audience doing this kind of stuff to people? I don't know. Like,
Whether or not they are, I imagine you guys would condemn brigading, as do I.
Of course.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. But those things that you filmed with him, those were before this. All that stuff was before this recent conversation about Drinker.
So the
you need a context wagon on Doomer Media. There's a VOD on this channel, but I actually recommend just going over to EFAP. There's like a New Year's stream segment about Doomer Media. There's 2 Doomer Media things you're going to want to hit. The first one is his video games debate. I do not want to spoil that in any way for you. It starts with a question about... MauLer had said previously, give me a bad take, Doomer, and then Doomer eventually went on to talk about how, like, there's never been a good video game with there's never been a video game with a good story that he's played, with the exception of Fallout New Vegas, and then hilarity ensues for like 20-30 minutes. The other Doomer Media clip from EFAP that you need to look up is when he was convinced that there was an not incest, but like the father figure in the show Arcane kissed Jinx on the lips. And that never happened. Like, he was completely, thoroughly convinced that there was a weird sexual dynamic between these characters, specifically because there was a kissing scene in the water. And they went back and, like, looked for it. It just wasn't there. He either fabricated it, or he was, like, watching some weird internet shit, or something, but he was, like, convinced that this father figure character kissed this minor.
EFAP episode was 2 months ago, and apparently
they checked the footage and he still couldn't believe it. He's like, it must have been another part. Doomer Media is a complete fucking moron outside of scripted content. The guy's actually dumb as shit. Dumb as rocks. He made a great watch video, probably by accident. I think Jay has the best quote. I actually want to pull this up. Jay's quote on this is fucking hilarious. Doomer rage quits the internet. Is it rage quits the internet? Oh, the arcade.
Well, that was awesome.
Yeah. That would change my opinion a lot. Yeah. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, that's it.
This is, right?
Okay, so here's a question. Let's say that he did kiss her there. Would that change your opinion?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dramatically.
All right, because that's why I was saying I was in question. If that didn't happen, then I'll just take your position.
I would.
Dude. And then he doesn't. Then he doesn't take the position. Oh God, I can't. How old is that? Old, or is it age? Age.
She's like.
Because what age was she when she was a little girl?
I think she was 9, so it's 9 + 7, something like that.
Yeah, so she's like almost like 15 or something.
Oh, so yeah, he dramatically changed my
character.
And then we have a really, 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 really good scene.
Like, Doomer was convinced that like a 15-year-old got kissed on the lips in the middle of the episode by their father figure.
For keeping in mind when judging.
And then, dude, my favorite part is he tries to get out of it. You gotta watch this. Hold on, dude. You need to watch this clip. I'm sorry. This is amazing. Yeah. He wants to get out of it because I think he probably realized way earlier that he was totally fucked here, and he just didn't want to. He didn't want to concede.
What? No, that's not.
He's like, oh, I don't want to talk about this. We can't really talk about spoilers because the show, I guess, had just come out.
That was pretty good.
You can't do that in water. It's just not slick enough. It's.
Can I just say? Could we just like? Because the conversation is going to be awkward if we don't say what happens.
What?
He kisses her on the lips.
No, he doesn't.
I don't.
He kisses her on the lips.
It's because they try going in chronological order.
No, he doesn't.
I don't think
Yeah,
so.
he does. I'm almost certain
No,
he
he
does.
doesn't.
All right,
Timestamp.
I'll go find it. I'll go get a timestamp.
He leans in. He doesn't.
I was going to say I have no memory of that.
Yeah, I think I would have.
Bro, if you go on the EFAP podcast where everyone's seen an episode and you go and go, oh, you remember this part and nobody knows, you've made a tremendous mistake. This is not this would never happen.
Remembered
this would literally never happen.
I feel like that's something that I would have clocked and been like, oh.
Yeah, that would have like put the debate like right.
Someone
in
in
the pin,
chat
you know?
mentioning the joke from Smiling Face.
Wait, which joke?
Because you're dead on the mouth.
You're talking about the
it
river
was not
scene
an
where he lowers her into the river?
Yeah.
That's in episode 5. They do not kiss. I just watched it.
So he gets told at 4 minutes of this 43-minute debate that there is no kiss. I'm not kidding you. There is no kiss. So he finds out at 4 minutes.
Yeah, they don't kiss.
You saying Duma Media lied?
No.
Disgusting.
Fucking
Media is
liar.
unironically evil.
I'd say so.
He wants.
I have never heard that before.
He's a fetish.
I imagine that you haven't.
Bro, this is so fucking... This silence is deafening. Come on, Doomer. Give
I'm
me
now
something.
looking at it.
It's
That's
over there.
why it's quiet. Because you gotta make sure. Because it's creepy. If it weren't true, if what you said happened.
No.
And again, this is way nicer than I would be. I feel like they don't fucking kiss in this show, Doomer. Do you think we would have fucking noticed if they just kissed on the lips?
Referring to episode 5, they don't kiss.
Yeah, where'd you get that they kiss from? I just watched it. It's not even close.
Okay, then it's probably not this scene. Look, I will find
There
the
is no
timestamp.
scene.
I have an
He
85, 90% confidence this happens.
There is
Doomer
no
is shipping
scene.
them
I am 100%
secretly, and
confident.
so
Have
he
you watched like
projected
a fan?
Yeah, have you been
fan
watching fan things?
on.
Can't be
Browsing
having
Rule
that.
34 too much?
Have you been doing YMS porn tutorials in his videos about Predator?
Brigading took place.
All right, back to what we were talking about. Sorry, no more side quests.
Well, so the EFAP episode was 2 months ago, and apparently the brigading took place that night / days after.
Right.
And there's just been like a festering apparently, because I didn't even really know about that.
Check
Reddit
out the
comment
rest on there.
that he had
You got
left. He
it.
basically, like I said, so that he won't be wasting his time having
Dude, he watched it with YMS. They were watching an alternative cut.
conversations like that ever again. And I was like,
Okay, because I was
oh.
going to ask you, I didn't know, what was your, I mean, I guess it sounds like you're saying you didn't even know, because I was going to ask you, what was your guys'
We thought it went
relationship
relatively
after that?
okay.
Okay.
Because it didn't end in fireworks, and we said like, we're still on for making more stuff in future, and he said yes, it was
Right.
Then he read a bunch of YouTube comments, went on the Sitch show, and the rest is history, I guess. Like, what the fuck?
it had apparently gone a lot worse than we had realized. We thought everything was fine. And to get more into like why the audience would have reacted the way that they did, he said to you guys that he was seen as pretentious for suggesting that there are movies outside of the ones people are aware of, and that there are places to go to watch them.
I'm sorry, I lost it. Yeah, it got really weird when Samus Aran showed up in Arcane. Yeah, dude, you remember the scene where Samus Aran shows up and takes their clothes off?
That is an incredibly generous way of putting what he said on the podcast many times over, to the point that it's impossible for comments to not make memes about it. It's like at least 30 to 40 times he said people do not have good media diets, and that people need to be more aware that there's places they can go to watch films, when the primary concern from people, and I feel like this was very well illustrated by the super chat you read out, is the...
Bro, the vast majority of people don't go to theaters. You're asking them to go to fucking film festivals, bro. The consumption is Netflix. The consumption is Hulu. The consumption is Disney Plus, bro. That's
The
where
average-
most people watch movies.
person is not YMS, or even me or anyone else who's constantly looking at libraries worth of film and deciding based on knowledge that they have about the creators whether or not they should see them.
Dude, the only time I see a short film is like when I was in like my teenage years, when I would go to download like leaked movies on whatever the fucking movie leak websites are, and then you'd find like it'd be a completely different movie. That's like the closest I would come to seeing whatever the fuck Adam watches at his film festivals, where they try to like stealth you in a worse movie. It's like, no, I want to watch the new Transformers. I don't care about this.
Like a big old curation for themselves. They are people who do a 9 till 5. They have friends and family to deal with. They have hobbies or interests, and then they come home and they're like, I'd like to watch a film. What should I watch? What has a Critical Drinker recommended recently? Okay, there's this.
Well, actually, saw a crazy short film. Samus Aran was an Arcane.
So he said that was bad, but this was good. Okay, I'll check that out then. That's what I think is possibly the most normal situation for a lot of people who check out myself or Drinker or whoever else's channels. But he was saying over and over again, like, you need to expand your diet. You need to have a better and healthier diet. You need to go to these film festivals. And a lot of people were like, I was trying to say to him that it's a time factor, it's an effort factor, it's a money factor, it's an awareness factor, and it's a depth into a hobby that they don't have.
Yeah, like professional man-child who gets to fucking go around and like travel the world making movie reviews thinks that you, the user, don't have a good film media consumption diet unless you go fly to some random niche film festival and watch whatever slop goes on the screen. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you have jobs to go to? Why don't you just take your vacation and go get a good media diet?
They don't want to do all of that. They just want to have it recommended and watch them. And then once Drinker recommends, 10 films and you like 9 of them, you're like, hell yeah, I'll watch anything he recommends. That's a really good metric. And, YMS was like, well, you could get out there. And he said to you guys,
exactly, YMS gets paid to watch pretentious film festival shit. The rest of us don't. I know. And maybe, oh God, this is actually crazy. Maybe you guys wouldn't even enjoy it. Maybe you'd go through all that effort to go see those fucking movies and you might not even like them.
You could go out there and you could go to the list of film festival films. You could look at all of the people who made them, and you can decide based on your own experiences which ones you should be spending time on. They'd be like, no, this is already way further than I just go with a recommendation from someone I trust. Why should I do anything beyond that? And then you can expand it out. Why would they do
like
that
the
with
term
books?
diet,
Why would they do that with games?
Like dieting. Why do people diet? Well, they need to eat the correct foods, right, to survive in a healthy lifestyle. I feel like using the word diet to explain media consumption, entirely like subjective media consumption, isn't accurate. I feel like that's not, I guess, fair. Diet Mountain Dew.
Why wouldn't they rely on recommendations?
Like you might be perfectly satisfied. You might watch 50 indie films and go, you know what? The Last of Us Season 2 on HBO isn't that bad. I don't think anyone's ever going to say that. I don't think there's anybody who likes it. I literally don't think... I think it's got to all be bots. The people who like The Last of Us Part 2 don't even like the show. I don't think that people actually liked Season 2.
Which I was trying to say is kind of what I do. I rely on my friends and the community to best recommend games. I've been playing Sekiro recently because enough people...
It might be worse than the game somehow. No, it is worse than the game by like a wide margin. I love... Because, dude, I was in the fucking trenches arguing why this was stupid before the season even came out. They're like, no, they're splitting it into 2 seasons, dude. That it's going to be so much less bloated. Because season 1, despite the fact that people liked it, I think Drinker even recommended it. It was way too fast paced, my dude. That needed like 2 or 3 more episodes to cook. It just, we were flying through shit that would have been significantly more interesting and sticking with shit that just really wasn't. The whole, what the fuck is that? The actress's name? The shit, like spending 2 episodes in that city and only 1 episode doing the, in the fucking... I can't even remember any actual... I can't remember anything around. I'm fucking brain dead. I think the second to last episode could have been 2 different episodes. Right? But they were saying like, hey, listen. They're doing 2 seasons now. There's way more room. And all of those people were just rejecting the fact that The Last of Us Part 2 is significantly longer than Part 1. It's impossible to do 1 season of The Last of Us Part 2 because the game is so fucking long. They didn't add extra episodes, bro. That's not what happened. They literally probably need 3 seasons to do The Last of Us 2 well, but unfortunately they're already 1 bad season in, right? They did not learn their lesson. They just realized they couldn't do it again.
People said you need to fucking play it over and over again.
It's like 22 hours. Yeah.
It's I didn't go to a.
What was worse, that or the Halo series? I didn't even watch the Halo series.
A Gamescom. You know what I mean?
Right.
I didn't look into my latest developers that I have favor with, even though I will do that everyone.
The gay episode was good. The gay episode should have been. I'll actually tell you right now. Episode 3. Episode 3. I want to say, was it 2 or 3? It's probably 3. No, because they did a 2-episode back-to-back thing, right? 3. Yeah. It was fine. Cool. You know what Invincible did, where they put a an Adam Eve special out? That probably is what they should have did here, because I think that season 1 needed that fucking 50-60 minutes back desperately. That was entirely side plot, and you could, it was fine. I liked it. I would have liked it more if they put that out between season 1 and season 2 to keep people interested. I would have liked another 50 to 60 minutes of plot in season 1. That was my problem. This show is so fucking rushed, and we're putting a whole side plot episode in here. There's nothing, like 2 minutes of actual like progression. This should have been like a separate entity.
Once in a while.
And I would have respected it a lot more if it was like a season bridge between 1 and 2 to try to like expand on the story more.
But the reality is, like, I thought this
wasn't there an entire episode dedicated to the DLC. How many episodes were there? Last of Us season 1. I need like some of this information in front of me. All right. Season 1 of The Last of Us had 9 episodes, but it didn't have 9 episodes. It had 7 episodes. It had 1 for the DLC. It had 1 for fucking, what the fuck was it? Please Hold My Hand was the episode, right? If both of those episodes were based off of The Last of Us 1 plot, I think it would be a better show. I see justification for putting the DLC Left Behind in there. That one I don't think is as bad, because I do think it like adds to the story. But like, yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I don't. It's not even Please Hold My Hand. I'm sorry. It's long time. It's long time. I apologize. Episode 3 is long time with Bill. Yeah, with Bill and Frank. Bill and Frank should have been their own separate episode for sure. I fundamentally do not think that they should have taken an entire one of the 9 episodes on that plot.
Came up as a sort of an element of being out of touch. Like
9 episodes is kind of low. Again, if they had 13 episodes, I think Bill and Ted fits fine. Bill and Frank fits fine. Right? That's fine. I have no problem with that. But 9 episodes was already kind of difficult.
You guys, I think, noticed it when he was saying, you know, why would you go into Barbie expecting anything other than a
Bill and Frank
feminist perspective with Greta Gerwig directing? And it's like, how many people even know who Greta Gerwig is?
Right. I don't know who Greta Gerwig is. I know Greta Thunberg.
And he was like, oh, come on. Like, yes, we know. And it's like, yeah, of course, it seems obvious to YMS because he's very familiar with many indie directors.
Bill and Ted's Gay Adventure. That was it. That's the canonical name of the episode. It's Bill and Ted's Gay Adventure.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter? Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Yeah, bro, they already around. Yeah, but they're course correcting, adding that 3rd season. And obviously Neil Druckmann has left the project. They were talking about 2 seasons for a while. And what will the 3rd season even be? Like, realistically, aren't they going to spend the majority of season 2 doing the Abby perspective? And then what? Are they going to do like 3 episodes for season 3, kind of wrapping up what happens at the very end of the game? Or are they going to cut Abby's story halfway through? Like, what? I don't. Where is the cutoff point? Where's the natural conclusion? Because what happens after Abby's perspective doesn't super. I mean, I don't think you could do a whole season after that, right? Why do you stream at night? I work during the day. Well, not today, but
writers probably. But
a lot of filler.
The average moviegoer, they'll be able to say like, yeah, I know Christopher Nolan. I know.
Yes, I know Christopher Nolan. He's making The Odyssey.
You know, an
original film with no prior.
No Hitchcock, Spielberg.
I saw Hitchcock in the epic rap battle, And I saw Spielberg at the movie that I was an extra in, that I won't be on the screen, and I don't know the name of the thing yet.
Right.
And then you're like, what was 5 of the films that Spielberg has made in the last 10 years? And they'll be
He made Jurassic Park before that.
like, fucking, I don't know.
E.T.
Why are you asking me that?
What are we talking?
And it's exactly what gets highlighted. To choose film festival films based on your knowledge of which directors and writers you like, I don't think the average person would recognize even a single writer-director who's in at the average film festival. And then he says, Joker is a film festival film. As if that proves anything? That isn't that evidence then? That
But I liked it because it was the Joker. I've never even seen Taxi Driver. I have no reason to want to see Taxi Driver. I watched the Joker because it's the Joker.
You need someone like Drinker to be like, you should check out Joker, by the way. That just popped up. It's like, and you'd be like, what is that?
Mm-hmm.
But, obviously it had way more mainstream appeal. But that's arguably an anomaly while also proving the point. And I find it to be just completely reasonable that people don't want to go to film festivals. They would instead like to take recommendations. And that re-fed in to his criticism of Drinker being that he doesn't do enough indie recommendations. And he eventually rolled that back because he realized he hadn't looked at all of his library yet. And at that point, it's just like, is there really a problem? I saw someone say that
it's like, well, I didn't research any of this, so I'm not responsible for anything ever.
In your chat, and I thought it was really interesting because I hadn't even thought of it myself.
But that again, yeah, I get that. Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry, is like a normal person's thing. But he can't just say that. He has to get defensive. No. It's not just enough that he didn't know these things. It's like, why should you expect him to know about it? Blah, 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 blah.
Arguably, if he pushes up the indie films and the smaller ones, YMS, while Drinker pushes down the heavy ones, the mainstream.
There are literally people in my chat right now who don't even believe that film festivals exist. They deny what is a film festival?
Bigger budget ones. In a sense, they're both committing to a...
It's like if there was an entire event where they have like a lot of animal wells, but in movie form.
Similar solution to a grand problem. It's like YMS is like, check out these ones that you wouldn't normally check out. And Drinker's saying, do not check out these ones you would normally check out.
Mm-hmm.
And both of them, in a sense, can be symbiotic in getting more attention to mid-budget or even low-budget stuff. Seemed to me that...
And here's the thing. What about indie movies being good would really like change Drinker's perspective? It's like, his thing would be like, well, it's good that indie movies are good, but that doesn't change the fact that Hollywood is... like, that's literally it. It's like, it's absolutely rank.
Well, that could work.
Yeah, I understand. I think, well, I mean, I would guess.
Like, it's good there are other movies, but unfortunately the ones that everyone watches are terrible now.
Because it sounded like, from what I was getting from YMS, is that he has this perception that, someone who loves movies, that critical drinkers like
critical Indian dude Mudar
in movies overall, and therefore it's going to get people less interested in movies. And so that's why he's kind of like
mainstream culture, Matt. I love the concept that it's called mainstream culture, and people wouldn't understand why that's like significantly more important. It's called mainstream because it's mainstream. That's what people are aware of. I think there are many people who know indie films exists. Like, they are aware of the concept of indie films and have absolutely no interest in looking at them.
So
that's
this
part
is where,
of why he's against this.
This is where it started to get really awkward, right? So it'd be like, Drinker says modern movies suck. Now,
right.
Adam and Sitch, what do you guys think the statement modern movies sucks
And it's a title. It's a video title that YMS hasn't watched.
means?
He's talking about tentpole movies, mainstream movies, yeah. Obviously.
Okay, so YMS said that's not clear at all, and it's obvious to anyone who's looking at it for what it is that you assume he's talking about all film, including indie.
Yeah, I mean, he said some of that in, our conversation. I don't remember what part it was. Something about conversation where he'd say, well, we can't determine every movie is this or everyone's thoughts on this. And I'd said, like, well, okay, I think we can determine, like, there's a spectrum of these things.
Dude, this is what YMS did. Oh, you think movies are bad? Okay, name every indie film at the last thing I went to. What? What are you talking about? What's wrong with you? Oh, you're saying all movies are bad? Okay. Can you just name 15 films that I watched back to back in a sweaty room with 15 other people who are really invested in it? Oh, you can't? Seems like you're not really educated on this, are we?
People are generally talking about the mainstream because, yeah, I mean, to me, to me, if someone walks up to me and says, you know, all movies suck, I would just assume they're not talking about literally every movie that exists.
Yeah, I think that's sort of a basic
Valley Girl accent. I was trying to match YMS's pitch.
generous interpretation, but the
I should have cracked my voice.
fact is, he's not convincing anyone until they hear his arguments, and as soon as they do, they'll find he's only talking about mainstream.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, I'd say that that's pretty straightforward. You can understand his point of view, and the fact is, like,
It's weird that YMS is the biggest India movie. Does he go to India for these things? Is that where they have these? But he never asks EFAP to watch an indie movie. Oh my god. Holy fuck, I'm retarded. Oh my, I think that's it. I think that's the worst one. Dude, that is... Okay, I need to get glasses. That's bad. Wow. Oh man, that was bad. That one was bad. Oh my god, that was bad, bro. Oh fuck, that one was bad. Oh no. Okay, we're just gonna we're gonna navigate around through that one.
referenced how
That's a clip. Yeah, it's not even worth cutting out of the VOD. That's
Drinker couldn't possibly have seen all of movies, so you know it's not even a reasonable.
No, it's bad because I then it started a dialogue tree in my mind where I was like convinced for a brief second that YMS flies to India to watch film festival movies. And I was like navigating that, and I was like, oh no, I'm actually stupid.
Statement to make. And then it's like, well, and it got awkwardly pointed out by basically everybody. It's like, isn't your channel name Your Movie Sucks? And he mentioned how he's looking to change it to YMS. He'd rather be known as YMS strictly than Your Movie Sucks because it's awkward.
No, I'm not Your Movie Sucks anymore. I'm the artist formerly known as Your Movie Sucks. I'm just YMS now. Don't ask what that means. Oh god, dude. I can't. Hold on, wait. I need a dog breed that starts with S. Dude. Dude, now he's Yif mounting St. Bernards, dude. That's crazy.
To try and maintain that you shouldn't make a video called Mon Movie Suck while also calling yourself Your Movie Sucks. It's like, how could you know that my movie sucks? Because obviously the implication is it's a bit of fun. It's like, hey, I'm going to tell you why your movie sucks. Like you think
that was satire for any of those legal entities watching. I don't think that he actually mounts St. Bernards.
I think it's great.
And I want to express to a dog breed that starts with an S. Oh boy.
Here I come with some criticism that might make you think. It's like totally
Dude, Yif me Scar.
Or totally chill. But of course, if you're going to interpret one literally, then you'd have to cover your own sort of interpretations as well. Now, that's like one thing, and it's not, these things aren't going over well. Like they're not being accepted and sort of drawn back a lot of the time. A lot of the time it's like, no, that's a fair interpretation. It's on Drinker to change those titles, which I don't think he has to change them at all. I find them very intuitive. I know exactly what he's talking about. And
dude, what do you think Critical Drinker was thinking when he found out that they were having a proxy war on EFAP, apparently? Yeah, so they're saying you got to change your title. I don't think I'm going to do that. Go away now.
Stake it once you've seen the video itself, when you get all the context. Then you have like Drinker's point. He says that a lot of strong male characters in franchises are being torn down. And YMS is like incredulous about this. He's like, good God, he sees everything through Star Wars. He's basically based all of this on like Luke and Han, and that's it. And so we were like, okay, have you seen Secret Invasion? That's one of the like newest ones.
Nicholas
and YMS was like, no.
Keffels appreciated the
I'm
show.
like, oh, okay. Well, they rewrote Fury's history in that show to be that none of the work he achieved as a spy was his. It was all the Skrulls. And they
should I watch that movie, dude? So was Rhodey a Skrull in Captain America? Like he didn't even do that, and like that would make Nick Fury a Skrull in Spider-Man. Like he was actually never even there in that one. They actually showed that he wasn't there. That was notable. But when was Rhodey a Skrull? Civil War, after he got paralyzed? So is he not paralyzed at all? Or, like, did even further back than that? Did Rhodey never actually get, like, a spinal injury? Did the Skrull get a spinal injury? We don't know. Could you imagine if they're just like, well, we're tired of explaining why he can't walk? So that was the Skrull too, by the way. Dude, like Tony's running over to no, and it's just like he turns green. And they're like, what?
Actually, have a Skrull explicitly say,
I'm so good. I don't fucking know.
Do not-
I'm not watching that movie.
not rewrite his
Oh, that movie. I'm not watching that show.
history and claim
The Skrull commits insurance fraud.
that this is like your work. This
They wrote it so that Rhodey wasn't actually at Tony's funeral. Oh my god,
is
dude.
our work. When it was a retcon in the show.
Jeez.
So we were like, that's one. He's like, yeah, I haven't seen that. I'm like, okay. So, what about like
I broke my back. Spinal. Thank you.
examples like Cap, where in Endgame he goes from being this character who he's a man who will do nothing but fight for what's right and free people and do this, that, and the other. And this big conversation about how much it destroys him that he decided to go back in time and hang out with the girl of his dreams, indefinitely. And it's like, oh shit, that completely ruins like the whole ideal of Cap. And it's like, yeah, but she's really hot. It's like, I know, but like not quite. Then you have
Bro, the next dude, I cannot wait for the new Avengers movie. I feel like that's got to be when it ends, right? Like when an Avengers movie is terrible, I feel like that's got to be the end. That's probably the cutoff point. Imagine if it's good.
They tell you in Falcon and Winter Soldier that Iron Man didn't look after the team. He sort of ignored them to the point where Falcon is going to lose his home.
Yeah.
And they say, like, didn't Iron Man take care of him? And he's like, no, that's not how it works. It's like, thanks for that. And
These are all Disney properties, though. Oh my god, so
well, and so yeah, he was like, I haven't seen that, I haven't seen that, I haven't seen that, and then it was like,
they've all been terrible. No, dude. I watched Deadpool and Wolverine recently, and that one was. I mean, I like when they all walk in slow motion, and then that guy with the accent comes in, and he's just like, "Why you drinking all my liquor, mate?" And then they drive up there, and they only ever been one blade, only ever gonna be one blade. It was a good movie. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because your investment in the indie markets or film areas that you think are going to be much more of a hotbed for like creativity and art are the places.
Oh, I'm gonna make a name for myself, man.
Is that you're looking?
That's what I said when I got on EFAP. When I got on the EFAP movies, like
You're not necessarily looking at the mainstream, and you can obviously be like, why the fuck would I hate everything that's there, or that I typically find things that are shit. It's like, okay, but at the same time, that means that you're not very great at speaking.
I called her fucking Elytra before, like she's the fucking Minecraft flying thing. Like, I can't. I'm sorry.
You don't know what's actually happening
because the mainstream does suck, apparently.
Yeah, like it's because we watch them. Like Andor is obviously the example I'll go to. We watch all the new stuff that comes out with Star Wars and Marvel, and when it's good, we want to point it out. And Andor is something I've recommended many times. I think people should see it. He hasn't seen that.
Yeah, but Andor had that one rape thing in it, and Star Wars should never have rape. People are gonna start to think that I hate Star Wars theory because I keep making references to this shit. I actually got my theory saber yesterday. It's pretty fucking sick. Actually, 2 days ago now. Yeah, I got my theory saber. I bought the Black Palpatine one. It's fucking awesome.
As well, and I was like, I actually think he would enjoy that. It's a very heartfelt story. There's great performances in it. It's there's pieces in it that plenty of people will maybe enjoy. I'm not going to guarantee it or anything. It's just that what I'm trying to say is that it's like a watch.
You should do a URR on the Andor rapes. That's insane.
Keeping watch on how things are going in the mainstream, and then obviously if you follow Gary's work.
Fucking who the fuck just wrote that? Namey McNameface. They made Palpatine black. Dude, I'm sorry. That got me because of the context of like this whole fucking debate. Jesus, did you get the glasses you wanted? I'm on a list.
Or whoever else. A lot of it is the meta, and then behind the scenes sort of commentary, and like Disney is bleeding. Like it's bad. Things are falling apart. They're struggling. They're panicking. The funniest like information I would argue in relation to this is that Echo, the series about a spin-off of Hawkeye, a show that didn't even do that well as part of the
I didn't see Echo. I watched Hawkeye, and I thought it was like, all right. I don't know. It wasn't the worst thing ever. Kind of fucking. I gotta say, I was confused by like when I got to Daredevil on why Fisk had two eyes. I just kind of assumed he wouldn't have an eye. Like they kind of really, I didn't like what they did with Fisk.
In phase 4,
Did they even give him like a blindfold or something? Did he just not have a?
they tried to stop it. They'd finished it. It was ready to release. They didn't want to release it. They tried to stop it, but legally they can't.
What do you think about Dark? Bro, I fucking love Dark. Holy shit, dude. Dark is literally my Is Dark considered indie because it's German? Is that what it's not? It's like a huge budget Netflix show. It's not. But holy fuck, dude. I love Dark. I absolutely love Dark. Holy fuck, dude.
Think created? They didn't want to release it?
Because
what do you think about Dark? I love Dark.
it was a part of an older time where they thought they would just spam,
It's not indie. Indie's only Indian movies. That's German.
content, and that now they're paying the piper sort of thing. All these things are rolling out, and they're getting awful results. Like, as far as I'm aware, the lowest engagement they had for one of the TV shows is something like Secret Invasion. It's like, holy shit. Like,
Dude, if you want to get fucking stoned and watch a show, don't watch Dark, okay? You need to literally pay attention to everything. Every single thing is a reference. Like the whole fucking show. There's like so many callbacks. There's so much shit that's in the background. You need to watch the show twice to even understand parts of it. Like, holy fuck, it is such a good show. But when it all connects and it all just fucking works, you're just like, whoa. And the score is awesome. The acting is great. The dub's a little wonky. You probably could just watch the sub, but... By the way, this is me who like fucking despises anime. I don't despise anime, but yeah, I would watch it in German if I watch it again. Is it in German? Yeah, I mean, you can watch the dub. The dub is serviceable. I watched the whole show in the dub. It's fine. But and even then, I mean, there's a few little wonky moments. Otherwise, it's mostly okay. You like the other show? I'm saving that. I haven't seen that yet. But fuck, dude, you need to watch the show. Literally. It's so good. It's so good.
everything's falling apart. The money isn't being brought in. Obviously, as you guys know, all the films aren't making even $1 billion anymore. And you say that, you're like, what do you mean even $1 billion? It's like hundreds of millions. It's like, yes, but the budget's ballooned to the point where they need to make over 500 million at the very least to break even, shit like that. All this information is in all these videos. And we're watching all of it fall apart. And then, the question is why? Why is that happening now? And it's like, well, is it a coincidence that all of their goals as filmmakers and storytellers have been completely maligned by like these strange interests? And one of the things Drinker highlights is their very obvious and weird goal of switching a lot of the main characters from male to female. And of course, YMS again was just like, there's just Star Wars. That's all you're referencing. It's like, no. So, like you got Indiana Jones, right?
No, you don't understand YMS. You're not thinking of the highbrow Star Wars conversation, all right? You're just kind of assuming you're having a low IQ level Star Wars conversation. Us big intellectuals have a higher Star Wars media diet. Okay, while you're going to watch the insatiable canned bread film in the India Film Festival, we're actually watching some new highbrow Star Wars over here, and you just don't seem to understand it. You can't really compute what's happening on the screen right now.
And he was like, well, Indiana Jones is in a lot of that film. And it's like, yeah, no, but have you seen Kathleen Kennedy's comments that Helena is going to be taking over if the film is popular enough? Thank fuck it wasn't. So that's that. It can stop. And then, of course, you have, is it between 20 and 30 new protagonists, female superheroes in Marvel, when I think there's 4 additional male ones?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I can't remember the numbers exactly, but it's just like, holy shit. And you encounter something like Moon Knight. A lot of people are huge fans of it, a lot of comic fans, and it's like, oh, yes.
Dude, I like Moon Knight, but if they kind of showed some of the action scenes, like some of them a little bit, a couple more, I think it would be a better show. Yeah. They're never going to do anything with that, are they? Like, the ending I liked, and then nothing ever happened again with that character.
Like, the first episode's not even too bad. You guys might even think, it seems pretty solid. It's a interesting idea for a hero. By the time you hit, I want to say the last episode, they introduce female Moon Knight. And you're like, well, hang on. Like, don't you think we should be doing his story first, his TV show? This is Moon Knight. Like, it feels weird that you've...
You know what's crazy? I watched that show, and I have no recollection of who female Moon Knight was. And I just mentioned, I really liked the ending. I don't even remember what female Moon Knight was. I have no idea what he's talking about.
Already got girl Moon Knight. And then the same thing with Loki. It's not, I think, 2-3 episodes in, you have girl Loki. And you're like, that's strange. Hawkeye, his show, it's all about bringing up Kate Bishop as girl Hawkeye. And you're like, okay, fine. She-Hulk. Hulk didn't even get his own movie beyond the one that came out, The Incredible Hulk, that most people don't even think was very good. It's been
Nicholas
what?
DeOrio.
13
Careful,
years since then, and he hasn't had anything really in terms of strong treatment. And now She-Hulk gets her own TV show. It's like, that's okay.
Well, I think the issue with Hulk is that Universal needs to sign off on it, right? Like Universal owns the rights to Hulk movies and properties. Can they do a TV show of Hulk?
I guess. Thor.
I cannot find the TV show Dark. It's on Netflix.
Assume you guys saw Love and Thunder.
You might see it with a capital K.
Female Thor. Here she comes. It's like, why are we? Why can't? I'm so confused. We're all like the new female heroes, and then you think about, okay, well, Captain Marvel, Carol, what's her name? The girl from WandaVision that's going to be in the Marvels, and then Miss Marvel. And a lot of these characters, you start to review the content, and you're like, why
didn't they kill Robin from How I Met Your Mother? She was in like the Avengers. I don't know what didn't she like die in a show? Did she ever come back?
They treat them so poorly. They're such planks. They have barely anything. They have barely any interesting histories. They have barely any flaws. Nothing to work on. The famous thing I'll keep saying, because it's baffling to me, is that Captain Marvel's arc is to realize she was better all along. It's like, how weird is that compared to like all
You know what? You know what's a fucking modern tragedy? I really liked Supergirl in The Flash. I don't like what they did with the character as much as I just liked the actress portrayal of Supergirl. And I kind of want to see her again. And that's never going to happen because that fucking entire DCEU sucks.
Make Frozen in every female hero.
Do you ever see the fucking, like, the meme template where it's like, like me when I teach my son to bench at 3 years old, and then he's like, the youngling has not survived, and she's like, what did you do? Like, that fucking meme template is amazing. Hold on. It's obviously midnight now, so I'm completely useless, but holy fuck, dude. What the fuck? Who added elevator music to the scene? What is happening? Yeah.
Man,
what did you do to Kal-El?
Your sacrifice that will allow
it's this thing
to live again. Your sacrifice will allow Krypton to live again.
This is I've seen this meme template on IG Reels so many times.
What did you do? The infant did not survive.
It's always with a caption of like teaching my 3-year-old to bench press.
Krypton to live again.
What did you do?
The infant did not survive.
Dude, that is my favorite fucking meme, bro. Holy shit.
That's what they're doing.
And it doesn't serve them at all. And it's a complete fucking mess. So we use all these examples, and then he's like, I'm not familiar with any of this stuff. We're like, okay. So like,
how can you have this opinion?
Yeah, and so he admits like he doesn't really know much about Drinker at all.
Oh, there's a YMS joke to be made, but I don't have the strength to make it.
He's seen like 2 of his videos, but yet he'll claim that like Drinker's perspective is clearly marred by his influence with Star Wars, and that he needs to improve his media diet, despite the fact that he's actually pretty impressed with the amount of indie films that Drinker recommended. There was some in there that YMS didn't even recognize that we...
It's almost like that YMS was talking out of his ass and can't admit that in hindsight.
But like, you got to check it out. It's fucking great.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, why would you even watch big budget Disney? It's like always been shit, even though one of his favorite old-timer films is The Lion King. Obviously, we want to find things that we love from Disney. That would be nice, but we're not in that position, and we're going to keep calling it out for what it is. And you can't even anymore say, like, what difference do you think that'll make other than...
The Cub did not... Oh, stop! I disavow you writing that in my chat.
They are crashing and burning. And as far as I'm aware, no claims made, okay? As far as I'm aware, they hate channels like myself or Nerdrotic or whoever else. They're like, I wish you guys would shut the fuck up.
Yeah, why does MauLer keep making my movies bad? I was a huge fan of dude. I actually, fun fact. Okay, I've never watched the fuck is the British show, but like the fucking what is the 24-hour video by Jay? I have watched the 24-hour video by JXC about Doctor Who, and I've never even seen an episode of Doctor Who. And it was it was super fucking interesting. And I probably will never see an episode of Doctor Who. But it's not because, like, Jay thought the new season was bad. But I can consume 24 hours of content on a piece of media that I've literally never watched before.
Like talking about how everything's shit.
I mean, that new Snow White looks pretty good.
Yeah, man. So I didn't even talk about the live action stuff, but obviously YMS has a strong familiarity with that. He knows how awful those are. He's done excellent videos breaking them down. So that's another pillar of Disney is falling apart. Pixar is in trouble. Everyone considers Pixar's golden era to be long gone. Like, nobody looks at Pixar's new entries and goes like, oh, I gotta see them. Like, no. And then, of course...
didn't they make, like, Frozen 3? Is that, like, a thing? How many Frozens are there? Alexa, how many Frozen movies are there? Any minute now.
There are 2 main Frozen movies.
2.
Frozen 2013 and Frozen 2 2019. The franchise also includes several short films like Frozen Fever 2015.
Alexa, stop. I'm not interested in indie films.
There's smaller stuff, like when we were talking about Indiana Jones, he was like, Indiana Jones, the trilogy itself, isn't very good, and that Dial of Destiny is bad, but it's not much worse. And that, I don't know if you guys have seen Dial of Destiny, but it's fucking horrendous. And he was like, we said all of our issues lined out with everything that they did to portray Indiana Jones, and he was like, well, yeah, what
Dude,
else?
so much for Hindi films, and it's like, that's what I was saying. You go back and retroactively watch my stream, and I refer to them as Hindi films from the very first moment, and nobody picked up on it. That would be insane foreshadowing for that.
What else are they gonna
But no, unfortunately, I'm just retarded.
do? He's old. Like, he's gotten on. Like, what story are you going to tell at that point? It's just like, fucking hell.
Are you upset that he didn't change his positions on this stuff?
No, he's upset that he was totally fine in the call, and they were all totally cool having a normal conversation, and then he read the chat, had a post hoc rationalization, thinking that he was screwed over by MauLer, and he wanted a podcast to cry about it. That is why MauLer is upset. That's what I think. I imagine that's why I'd be upset.
Well, I think that it's totally fine to have come away being like, you know what, we just disagree. But then to like start claiming publicly that the audience will not listen to you, that there's no point in talking to them, the entire thing was a waste of fucking time. And that
dude, I feel like you have the right to be like insanely pissed off, way more so than we're seeing from MauLer. That you have like an amicable conversation with somebody for 9 hours, trying to like help them get to a point and see if you can try to meet some common ground in the middle. And then that guy goes, yeah, I'm gonna have to distance myself from these people. Yeah, I figured out in hindsight these guys were just there to debate me and farm me. I would blow a gasket. I would be doing a fucking stream going over every single thing that this person's ever done ever out of pure anger. I would literally see red if I was MauLer here. I would literally see the red that is in MauLer's avatar's eyes.
Brigaded, and that other people have complained that this is something that EFAP does to people. I consider that unacceptable. We've done everything we can to treat him very well, and I feel like we made very strong sort of counters that were based in information that he's not familiar with. And one of the things that I was interested in when I was checking out in the following night his subreddit's takes on this was some of his fans were pretty angry with him for going in with limited information. They believed he was right on all claims, but that he didn't bring the information.
But he just had no fucking idea what he was talking about, which he can't concede, I guess.
Now, of course, he hasn't seen like all of the Marvel stuff. If he did, I don't think he would disagree with the assessment that they have tried very hard to push women, and that it's cost them because they rushed it and they didn't use proper character dynamics. I think you would even get Drinker to concede is there is a timeline where every single film in the past like 30 releases were all...
Bro, dude, do you guys have the iconic MauLer skin in Fortnite? If you use code DeOrio, okay? Dude, should I have MauLer start dancing at the beginning of all these segments? Did you guys know there's an iconic MauLer skin in Fortnite? Is he getting like royalties for this? MauLer is mauling YMS. He is.
Female led, and that they
actually, while MauLer's talking, watch him dance.
Every single film in the past like 30
look, he's crip walking. You see this?
Releases were all female led, and that they could be good. It's not impossible. It's just that their writing was so fucking shit But now it's
Oh,
actually
fuck.
like it's doing a huge disservice because a lot of people are like, great, female led, this is gonna be shit again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's like a chicken and the egg sort of situation.
In canon, MauLer is doing this while he's explaining it.
Where you're like, I see all of the hallmarks of what they usually do to make shit films. The Ant-Man video, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it's barely an Ant-Man film. It's more about the new girl Ant-Man, which is his daughter. And it's like, didn't we already have girl Ant-Man was the Wasp? And then we had older Wasp was all
Dude, okay, but it was actually really about M-Doc, right? That's his MODOK? It was about MODOK, dude. The iconic, epic VFX magic.
also old girl Ant-Man. I don't understand. Why do we need so many girls? Why can't we focus on the characters we have and build them up? It feels like a much better choice. You can't actually juggle this. And then of course you have Star Wars, which is
well, wait, before you move on with his subreddit people
like
that
20 points here.
yeah, no, it's fine. But with the subreddit people who were angry at him for not, they thought he was right, but they didn't think he had enough information. Do you think that they are just like his fans? They want to see him be right, or do you think that they're people that are politically motivated and they're like, oh, we just don't buy that woke stuff is in movies and TV at all?
I think that those are his fans. I think that those are. I think that yes. I think both of those things. They are his fans, and yes, it is political. Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to say. They despise everything to do with EFAP, which doesn't seem very reasonable considering that we've done several EFAPs that are like ripping down sort of right-wing assessments of media. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm led to believe that they would never accept that EFAP could be a source of like neutral or dare I say objective information, an attempt to try and assess the situation and see what needs to be done or what's going wrong. So the fact that they would be like, you fucked up by not bringing more information, not bringing more familiarity, I assume it's because optically speaking, he made maybe Drinker look better or EFAP look better and himself look worse, and that's just a loss that they don't like over there, that sort of thing.
I think you're kind of in like a similar boat that we are, where we're just forever tarnished by a lot of people as just evil right-wing, secret right-wingers. And I think just because like...
And YMS is somebody who will look past that for the short-term gain, but once he has a bad interaction with you, he'll default back to uncharitable public perception, or at least like the version, or like the caricatured version of that his audience has.
And for you, it's even sillier because so much of it is just, how do you feel about Star Wars? How do you feel about like insert something that's determined to be woke? And if you don't like it for whatever reason given, it's because you're some kind of right-wing reactionary. And I mean, I'm not super familiar with his audience, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a large contingency of his audience that operates under that idea.
Well, I got a big blast of that back in the day, right? 2018, when I watched Black Panther, and I was like, man, that was shit. Like the story.
Yeah.
I put it out.
Like you racist.
Well, and there's this funny back and forth. I think it's EFAP 4 or something, where I'm like, I put out the video and it's insane. I'm getting called racist and like right wing for this.
Well, there was a suspicious amount of like women surrounding the Wakandan king. I mean, Black Panther was still awesome and I love it, but and it didn't ruin the movie or anything.
So then Rags was like, "You're surprised by this?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Rags is like, first time?
Yeah, actually, like, and it's just funny to look back on because now I'd be like, yeah, you're naive. You'll get there. Don't know why you thought you could criticize Black Panther with.
Imagine hating MauLer. You know what the thing is? I literally think people see his icon and go, oh, that guy's edgy. His eyes are red. He's far right. You can tell by the darkness behind him. Dude's like totally normal. Totally rational, one of the nicest people I've interacted with online, but he makes mean video about media I like, therefore, and he's got mean, angry avatar. He's don't look at the plushies that they sell, okay? Do not look at the EFAP plushies. Mean, angry avatar, bad Nazi man.
About that happening, of course.
You know, that's such a good point because, you know, part of what we were talking
gas mask, you know, who used to gas people.
About with YMS was about how the culture war has seeped into media. And, you know, he was kind of only seeming like in our conversation, perceiving it unilaterally from kind of the right wing. And this is just a perfect example of it seeping in from the other direction where it's like, you're literally not allowed to criticize.
Honestly, his icon does remind me of like one of my favorite movies. It reminds me of the Deadpool mask, specifically from Deadpool and Wolverine, the third unnamed sequel to Deadpool 2, the one with Cable.
Black Panther without getting called racist or any of these properties.
Yeah, there's an overall air of like, yeah, well, your arguments will be used by actual racists. And you're like, I don't even know what am I supposed to do with that?
Yeah.
I guess
mean,
I'd rather
racists
them.
really, care about whether Black Panther succeeds as a movie or not.
Well, and it gets weird, right? Like, what do you guys think of the statement? With everything that's happening, it's still kind of good. It's like an affirmative action that's making a difference for females in media.
All right.
The
I think we
women-
got the female in media talking point. Is there anything else really specifically Adam-centric, or I think we can probably wrap this one up. I think we got everything. I did see this clip, and I think this is the one we definitely have to end on, so I do want to put this right here. This is Drinker and MauLer, I guess, on the Sardonicast pod Reddit or whatever. This is them talking about it. If it would be them if it was unmuted. I don't know why it defaults to that.
I watch a lot of contentious and crazy individuals. I subscribe to all kinds of people. I like to expand my media diet. Something Drinker wouldn't know anything about.
Fucking media diet. Yeah, fuck YMS.
I think that's what I'm going to take away from this. And I think that's what you should take away from that. Yes, fuck YMS.
Yeah, fuck YMS. I just had to say that. Pretentious prick. Anyway.
Dude, now read some of this shit. It's crazy. It's pretentious to watch movies, guys. What clowns. Yeah, that's it. That's what they're talking about. Oh, he watched too many movies. Very pretentious. Not the whole, media diet thing that was being discussed. That's nothing to do with that. Yeah, of course. Do you think these people know about Andrei Tarkovsky? Andrei Tarkovsky? Or Yasujiro Ozu? Wait! This is the villain for Avatar: The Last Airbender, right? Fire Lord Ozu. That's him. That's right. Is that him? I think that's him. I'm pretty sure I think I got that one right. Fire Lord Ozu. Okay. That's rich coming from a guy who made movies indistinguishable from every other 2000s direct-to-DVD action movie. All right, to be clear, this is something I will absolutely concede, and I've talked about it briefly before, but Drinker's short film is not good. It is not. Do you ever watch Drinker react to Drinker's short film movie? That is so... Okay. That is fucking... Yeah. Drinker's short film is not good. I don't know if it was better or worse than Spider-Man Lotus, but those are the only two short films I've ever seen. Ozai is played by Mark Hamill. Really? I didn't know that. Drinker reacts to Drinker. Oh my god, dude! I looked it up.
Is there a trailer for Critical Drinkers?
I looked it up and it's YMS talking about it. That's so funny. That's like one of the first things that popped up. Rogue Elements TV series proof of concept. Critical Drinkers lessons learned from Rogue Elements. Well, I've never seen his lessons learned from Rogue Elements. That was 5 months ago, so I probably should check that out. Oh, here it is. No, it's not. Wait, what? Oh, YMS critic. Dude, look what I found. I didn't realize this was 2 hours long. This is YMS's fucking version of it. I didn't even realize that. If Critical Drinker was honest about his...
And then I've heard some poorly...
Oh, yeah, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. This is good use of AI.
...named movies in my time as a critic, but this one takes the cake, and then like a fat SJW comes back for the whole bakery. This hack Will Jordan can't decide if he made a short film or TV pilot that's 6 minutes too short for any network. The plot is thinner than an SJW's skin and sadly not even as entertaining as watching one cry about Trump becoming president. Basically, Drake and his friend with an unplaceable accent who doesn't know how to hold a cigarette and annoying girl boss are tasked with retrieving a CIA asset who has an annoying habit of crying about his unseen family.
This is fucking funny. This is him, it's AI, yeah. It's not actually Drinker talking about it, but...
Watching because the act...
There was one part where it actually is Drinker and it's not AI, I think.
Hola.
Where is this?
I'm only one devilishly handsome drunk.
No.
Oh. I'm talking...
Those fuckers.
Yeah, this is actually Drinker now. Watch this.
One devilishly handsome drunk. So let's check out some reviews. Not the critic reviews, of course, because nobody in their right mind gives a shit what those fucking shills have got to say about anything anymore. I'm talking about the audience reviews.
Absolute shit. What is this crap? This is fucking trash.
Which is the only semi-reliable barometer for quality these days, and oh. If you're wondering why the teenage audience that...
Dude, that got me. Yeah. I think you should watch it. I am no fan of that film, but... MauLer and his subreddit have been seething about the media diet comment for months. So they're making fun of you, Adam. They're laughing at you. They are laughing at you because it's funny, Adam. Adam did probably repeat the phrase media diet a bit too much, but it still stands. It's like playing only FIFA and COD and saying games are dead. Dude, AAA titles, many of them are horrendous right now. You know what it feels like video games went down the shitter? I think that Evolve was a huge turning point with like games as a service and like overarching like surplus microtransaction mechanics. It existed before that. But it felt like Evolve was the first one where they put it out and the game was like complete shit. It was an unfinished slop fest. It was entirely paywalled. That was like the one that drove gaming. I don't know if it drove gaming into the shitter, but that was when I first realized, oh fuck, dude. I miss when like 2007 games came out fully functioning. You know? You're regarded. I'm sorry. Are you a big Evolver? I've never advanced past Madden in 2007 on PS2. Evolve was such a tragedy. It genuinely wasn't. Was it really? I don't know. Ghost of Yodi just came up. I'm hyped. Oh, I need to play that. I need to play the first one. I need to play a lot. I have like 4,000 hours of games that I have to get through that are fucking downloaded on my PS5. Holy, I wish I just don't have time. I literally don't know. I play Fortnite because it's an easy stream game. Imagine if I had to play a story mode. That game stepped over the line. Yeah, it definitely did. Digimon is dope. It's a 0 out of 10. You fell for propaganda. There was literally nothing to pay for besides cosmetics. It's kind of like Fortnite. Is it really? Then maybe I did. Maybe I'm just actually fucking stupid. Publisher wrecked the monetization. I literally must have fallen for propaganda because that's not how I remember it. Fallout 76 kind of works now. I mean, I'm part of the problem, bro. I've been playing Destiny for fucking 11 years now or some shit. Destiny has been really good for like 3 of those 11 years too. For like 3 of those 11 years, I had a fucking awesome time playing Destiny. And there were like another 3 years where it was like good Destiny is either gone or it's like leaving and it's still kind of fun, or it's like about to come back, so you gotta grind, you know? Nick sweeping for Destiny. True. There have been years where Destiny is horrendous. Destiny's launch year was horrendous. Lightfall year was fucking horrendous. A launch year for Destiny 2 and 1 actually was fucking horrendous. Shadowkeep was like as close to bad as you could possibly get. But there were good years. Taken King year was great. Witch Queen was fantastic. Lightfall was fine. Not Lightfall, sorry. Final Shape was fine.
What's the
Forsaken
name of
was
the
great.
guy? Keemstar Orbiter. Nick Oreo. Mr. Oreo.
Launch year was awesome. I don't know which launch year you're talking about, too. There was nothing to do. You collect all the guns. There's no random rolls. You just finish the game. I mean, maybe that was the fun thing. Is there's just nothing to do and you don't have to play Destiny anymore. Maybe that was better. It's worse right now than it's ever been. Unironically, though, I'm really excited to get into Destiny again. Because they make it a Star Wars expansion, and that's what got me out, dude. People are like, oh, I fucking hate this. I wish Destiny would just be Destiny. I'm like, nah, dude, it's Star Wars. I want to get lightsabers. Let's go. I'm Han Solo. Pew pew. Yeah. Woo! Yeah. Isn't he getting sued? Well, he's got lightsabers now. Individual Vex. When drama's slow, drama's never slow. It's never slow. Battlefield beta was solid. Was it? I was going to play some COD tonight, because I have the COD beta downloaded, but there's not really... I probably could have did it during this segment. All right, I think we're done here. I think we can wrap it up. Oh god, it's 12:30 already. Yeah, that's good then. Is there any little thing I wanted to cover or mention before? Like, not really. All right, I got some editing to do over the next couple of days to get these VODs out. I'm gonna try to make Monday, Tuesday. So obviously it's Sunday. Monday, Tuesday, I want to be the YMS VODs that I owe you. And after that, I don't know. I got plenty of shit to pull out, but this week's third channel video is Just a Robot. And that will be coming to you on Tuesday morning, my friends. So Tuesday morning on Nicholas DeOrio Plus, you'll get the Just a Robot VOD. And I apologize, no Elden Ring tonight. I'm gonna be honest with you, this is like a total cop-out. I intend to play Elden Ring at some point now that I promised it, but I didn't want to pay fucking $60 for Elden Ring. Because it's like on sale every week, and like I thought I had a physical copy of it, and I don't. I could have played it on Xbox, but I didn't want to fucking change up. I was too lazy to set it up, I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like buying a game I already own, physically and digitally, on PS5 at full price. So, I will do that. But for fucking $60, I'm not buying that in 2025. Who's gonna buy the new Mario game? I did buy the new Mario game. That's part of the reason. I couldn't justify paying for Elden Ring the same day I bought Black Ops 7 and Mario Galaxy 2. I literally just could not mentally justify buying 3 games when I fucking know I'm going to play Elden Ring once on stream, get as far as I get, and probably never play it again until my audience bullies me to play it. And I probably will not go back and play fucking Galaxy 2. So, that's great. Yeah, I never fucking play anything. I buy all these games. It's like Steam sale vibes. I don't know, dude. Maybe one day everyone will stop watching me, and then I can go back and play all the video games and reminisce on the good times that I couldn't play them. He's coping. I am coping. Did you see the Doomer Media MauLer interaction on Adam and Stitch's YMS stream? No, I didn't. Do I still have it open? Let me look up Doomer. Oh, wasn't it like only if MauLer apologizes? I saw that in chat before. Apologize. Okay, here. Okay, what the fuck?
Ask for an apology, Doomer.
I know.
Look,
We all know you're...
First of all,
is that the only way you'll come?
The soyest thing in the world is to ask for an apology. Look,
I am completely on board.
Look, MauLer seems.
I don't think I should either.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even know if I should. I guess I'll bring it up because fuck it, why not? So Doomer's very upset in the chat. I don't know if you want to talk about any of that stuff. Like, I don't know.
Ask away.
I'm so sorry having 5 people misrepresenting me and calling me an idiot got me heated. I'm so sorry. Diddler? Oh, Dr. Diddler is the guy's name. It's all my fault. Oh my god, dude. Has somebody ever archived every single chat message that he posted this day? Because I absolutely would read through all of that. The Doomer Media segment, unironically, is one of the most viewed segments on this channel. Like on my channel. If you rank all the VODs that performed this year and last year, I think the Doomer Media segment, yeah, 2024, it got 142,000 views on this channel. It is, on this channel to date, the 6th most popular video that I've ever posted. Link the video. I think you should watch the original. I wouldn't watch it through me. Just look up MauLer or EFAP Doomer Media. Because unironically, both of those VODs are fully worth watching in full. But yeah, it's so funny. The fucking thumbnail. Actually, we might actually have another thumbnail with MauLer in it now. This was that was the only time that MauLer was ever in a Nicholas DeOrio channel thumbnail, because he's never in drama popular. Yeah. Drama YouTuber gets destroyed in debate. He quits the internet.
I didn't lie about you at all. Take it easy.
I'm absolutely certain you did. We will see, Queeman. We will.
Why is this so high definition?
See.
Okay, so you don't think I owe any of that money? If I was a scammer and I was given money up front, I could have run away with the money, and I didn't. I completed the work.
No one thinks you had a premeditated scam. No one thinks that at all.
They absolutely do.
No,
because that was happening, and we didn't really cover the rest of it. So I was like, okay, well, the Doomer Media stuff was fun on the stream that I was on, but actually, yeah, it's actually way more fun to just go through all of his bad media takes. And I understand it. I know why. Like, it makes.
No, I don't care about it. I've never enjoyed it.
Your initial statement was fucking inaccurate.
The funny thing about that actual video game conversation is MauLer actually gets mad in it, which is fucking hilarious because I've never seen him raise his voice before.
Ask us any question you want.
Doomer, do you want me to bring this up, Doomer? I don't know, like, what's happening here. I don't know if I want to be like the intermediary.
Doomer Media,
between you.
He wasn't drunk the next day.
Look, is it possible
when he would have known
for Doomer to come on and bury the hatchet with MauLer? Like that would be amazing.
It would.
Is that possible?
Look,
I am
send
completely
Doomer.
on board.
Look, MauLer.
Yeah, ironically, if you're a commentary channel viewer, the night of Edwin's like massacre stream where he like had a New Year's party by himself while his family was celebrating outside his room and he was coping about like Keemstar and everybody, that happened simultaneously. Like while Edwin was crashing out in his closet, Doomer was crashing out on EFAP. Like these were like canon events that were happening in two different shows.
What's the name of the guy? Keemstar Orbiter, Nick Oreo, Mr. Oreo.
Seems optimistic. Send Doomer the link. Maybe we can
I'll ask him.
Maybe we can end this.
Yeah, I don't know.
We can all sing "Kumbaya" together. Even though I don't know the words to that song, but
his life probably would have been infinitely better if he was able to get on here. Who the fuck am I kidding? If Doomer got on here, I would have covered it sooner. It would have been a complete meltdown.
Here, it means that we're getting along.
Yeah, it means the good things are happening.
Well.
But again, this just showcases like MauLer's character again, right? Like, oh, okay, well, yeah, we could totally hash this out. Come on here, we'll talk about it. We'll have like a good conversation.
Okay, he's asking, is he apologizing? I mean,
no.
I'm assuming he said no. Okay.
Look.
Oh my God, you have to apologize.
First of all, now
is that the only way you'll come?
The soyest thing in the world is to ask for an apology, Doomer.
I know.
Look,
we all know your feelings on apologies, Adam. Yes.
Look, it's worse than apologizing is asking someone else to apologize to you, Doomer. What the hell? Why would you look? This is not the time to ask for an apology. Especially like a public apology. So
Doomer is a lol cow that should be on the internet more. I think that he needs to come back.
Oh.
People are like, why Doomer come back, dude? I would love to see Doomer try to exist in the current climate.
Look, don't send Doomer the link. He lost it. He lost his opportunity.
That's crazy.
Anyway, what's so you
didn't he owe someone money? Yeah, it's not actually about this. This is a completely different thing, but yeah. He kind of owed somebody money. I don't know how much he actually owed him. They were like, "Oh, you owe me dude, I'm sorry. If you're like a Patreon pay pig and somebody's like, can you give me $5,000 to create a Hassan Piker video or whatever? He's like, I don't know. You offer to give someone $5,000 to make a YouTube video and you get mad when they don't make it. Like, that's such a unique problem. I don't know. I empathize with it in some capacity, but like, why are you giving somebody 5,000 or like 3,000 or like I don't know. It was some 4-digit number, okay, to make a fucking YouTube video. As a Patreon donation, like an additional like PayPal transaction or something. Was it $5,000? It's like, who the fuck is bankrolling people to make YouTube videos? Why the fuck would you ever do that with some expectation of getting back what you wanted? Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. 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 Opens Twitter. YMS Ramble, how did you start being a furry? Recently pinned. Ugh. What is this? Oh, I have to subscribe to Patreon.
Hello, everybody. Hi. Sorry that this one was late, because on the day that I had carved out to do it,
I wonder if he talks about fucking animals in this episode.
Pretty sick, and then VIF started. And so I actually got to run to a movie.
Oh, sorry. Talks about other people fucking animals. I apologize. My filter is off.
like an hour, so hopefully this goes swimmingly.
I don't know. I'm not watching that. Holy shit. All right. Hopefully that's the last Adam one.